Uganda.
The 30-year-old, originally from El Salvador, was released from a jail in Tennessee last week where he had been detained since June after being brought back to the U.S. following deportation to his country of origin, which had been described as an administrative error. U.S. officials say Abrego Garcia can be deported because he came to the U.S. illegally and because an immigration judge deemed him eligible for expulsion in 2019, just not to his native El Salvador.
Correspondent George Williams says the government gave Abrego Garcia until first thing this morning to accept a plea deal and deportation to Costa Rica. He has pleaded not guilty to human trafficking. Firepower for some of the National Guard troops patrolling the streets of Washington, D.C. As of today, some of the 2,000 guardsmen are carrying their service weapons. President Trump considering deploying federal crime-fighting resources to other cities, Baltimore, Chicago, and New York among them. It was a tense situation for a time last evening on the University of South Carolina Columbia campus with a lockdown in place before they sounded the all clear.
University of South Carolina officials say there is no evidence of a shooter after an unconfirmed report. USC officials say there have been no reports of any shots being fired. They had issued an alert about a possible shooting near the library days after false reports at two other universities led to panic and temporary lockdowns.
And that's correspondent Mike Hempen reporting. Watching Wall Street, ahead of this morning's opening bell, stock futures are in the red. The Dow futures down 132 points. NASDAQ futures off 88. More on these stories at townhall.com.
They say timing is everything in the gold and silver markets, and it's true. Dennis Prager here for AmFed Coin and Bullion. Although you can buy at the right time, if you buy the wrong coins, you may not make a profit. When gold was $400 an ounce, many people were talked into buying high-grade old gold and silver collector's coins. Unfortunately, most of the people who bought these so-called semi-numismatic coins, like the $20 St. Gaudens and Liberty Head gold coins, have not broken even on their investment. Incredible, given that gold has risen approximately 525% since then. So while timing is everything, if you buy the wrong coins, the timing simply doesn't matter. Having a dealer who cares about positioning you in the right types of coins or bullion will mean more to your portfolio than anything else. That's why I deal with Nick Rovich and AmFed Coin and Bullion. Whether you're buying or selling, call 800-221-7694. That's 800-221-7694. Or go to AmericanFederal.com. AmericanFederal.com.
Intense fighting between Ukrainian and Russian troops continues in the contested Donbas region of eastern Ukraine. It is a focal point of ongoing diplomacy aimed at stopping the war between Russia and Ukraine.
The strikes continue both on the front line in the east, in the south of Ukraine, and across the country. Overnight, Russia launched against Ukraine over 100 drones. And it's still considered to be quite small-scale attack compared to the previous ones, but there is no end in sight for now. And also, Russia, it assesses the situation that it is winning on the front line right now. And if it is winning, there is no point for the Russian side to negotiate.
The BBC's Jana Bestri-Chu. Typhoon Kajiki has brought strong winds and heavy rains to southern China, now bearing down on Vietnam. News and analysis, townhall.com. President Trump says there are no plans to shut down TikTok.
The president calls national security and privacy concerns related to TikTok and its Chinese parent company highly overrated. He used to have concerns, but doesn't anymore.
I'm a fan of TikTok. My kids like TikTok.
Congress passed a ban on the popular video sharing platform, but the president says he'll keep extending the shutdown deadline until there's a buyer. Greg Clugston, the White House.
And speaking of buyers, Keurig Dr. Pepper plans to buy Peet's coffee owner JDE Peet's in an $18 billion deal. When that acquisition is finished, the company plans to split into two separate entities. One of the companies will focus on coffee, while the other focuses on beverages that include Dr. Pepper, Canada Dry, and 7-Up. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Monday, everybody.
Welcome back to it.
It is a weekend of football.
Yeah, a weekend of successful football. Every one of our teams, they came out on top.
Got the big
in
W.
In a big way, double digits.
Like Jameis Winston. We're just eating W's. Have you seen that? Oh my gosh, it's creepy. It's so the Giants, they played their last preseason game like everybody else did over the weekend, and I think they played theirs like Thursday or Friday. And the next day, there was one of these fake videos.
AI?
Yeah, the AI videos of Winston, and he does this thing where they do the W's and they eat the W's, and he does that's like his joke. Well, they showed him and the backup, Jackson Dart, or he's a starter, I don't know, but the other quarterback, the Dart, the guy they drafted.
Right.
There's a clip of them showing him to eat the W's, and all of a sudden you see Jameis Winston's fingers going to Dart Mountain, and next thing you know, Winston pulls out crab and starts feeding Jackson Dart.
What
it is
the hell?
It is so creepy.
So there's this new trend in AI where you take a video, and you let AI take it where AI gonna take it,
and that's what happened. I think
every single time I've seen one of these, it is the creepiest thing I've ever seen. I've watched ones where there's a lady will be petting her dog, and that's where it stops, and then the dog's or a face comes out of the back of the dog's head, and that face turns into a demon, and that demon starts running to. It's all terrifying.
I know.
I hate AI slop.
It sounds.
I cannot stand it.
It sounds like all those stories you hear about the 60s LSD trips and everything.
For real though, anytime I see that that it's a weird color sheen on on any kind of video or cartoon that you're putting up, I instantly know it's AI, and it instantly turns me off. There's one.
Well, the Winston one got me because at first I'm like, did he really put his fingers? And then all of a sudden I started seeing the crab come out, and I was like, oh, okay, never mind.
Oh, all right. No, that's fine. I watched one over the weekend, and I don't know why. I don't know why. Part of me is I think it's the voyeurism or whatever of it all. I subject myself to it. I watch these people watching AI slop, and there was this one where it just started innocently as a Pokemon video. Pikachu jumps on screen, and then you see it get killed.
Oh, jeez!
And then, as a whole, cut into pieces, and then baked. It's
the internet's weird.
Oh, it's awful. The worst one I've ever seen. And if you find this, it'll ruin you on it forever. There was a video that came out around the Olympics, and it was showing floor and gymnastics and gymnasts, and the way that these people, mostly women, would just morph into themselves and grow legs out of the side of where legs weren't before. It's I don't understand how people can watch this, like especially the ones that buy it. You know, it's like who's
telling
buying
you, this is why I'm fear HR Puffin stuff, like all that, because that's what this reminds me of. That 70s weird. It was all cartoony form. Now it's like
and here's
AI
the thing.
stuff.
And I've heard somebody online say this, and it's sort of become like my moniker. It's as bad right now as it's ever going to be again.
Yeah.
Like it's only getting progressively better, and that's the implications of that are terrifying.
Yep. It's gonna be like Total Recall and all those other movies we saw as kids.
James Cameron has come out and said, you learned nothing from that Terminator was supposed to be like a glimpse into the future of where things are going.
Well, I blame Hollywood because you guys made Arnold a good guy.
Oh, okay.
Well, if you think about it, the first Terminator, Arnold's the bad guy. Everyone's trying.
Right.
And then we had Terminator 2, and now everyone loves Arnold.
But he's charming. He's a charming
And they're
fella.
like, these Terminators aren't bad. See, he's a good one. And now we all like, maybe we'll get a good one.
You know what ruined it? Was Kindergarten Cop. There was a weird time in the 90s where we were trying... And
it's not a tumor.
And even into like the early 2000s where we were trying to like take the manliest action heroes and turn them into... They did it with Hulk Hogan and Mr. Mom.
Yeah.
You know, it's like they were trying so hard to like turn the action hero into the father figure and comedic actor.
Didn't Vin Diesel do one too, didn't he?
Yeah.
He did
Yeah, that's why I said even into the early 2000s.
Yeah, he did the...
Vin Diesel, The Rock was the Tooth Fairy.
Yeah.
I mean...
Well, in all fairness, The Rock does a lot of those.
Vin Diesel's was Pacifier.
Yeah, the Pacifier.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Wasn't there another big actor in it, like
I don't know. I never saw the Pacifier.
I haven't either, but I feel like wasn't the kid from Superbad in it too?
Probably.
Oh, I can't remember.
Christopher Mintz-Plasse?
I don't remember. No.
Anytime I hear the kid from Superbad, I instantly think of McLovin.
Yeah, not McLovin. What's his name that went serious and got off?
Michael Cera?
No.
Hold on, I'm pulling it up.
Damn. He was in Moneyball and all those other movies too. The bigger one, the big boy. What's his name?
I'm not getting anything.
Maybe he's not in that Pacifier movie.
No,
maybe
this is Vin Diesel. Brittany Snow is in this. Max Theoret, but I've never not familiar. Morgan York, Lauren Graham, Brad Garrett.
Oh,
there's one
Brad
for
Garrett's
you.
in it.
Yeah. Well, if Brad Garrett's in it,
he's probably playing the same role he plays in every other thing, complaining about somebody else.
Scott Thompson. Now wait a second. Oh, okay. I was gonna say, wait a second. They have the same the picture of the same kid in two play, but it's Bo Vink and Luke Vink. I'm guessing played the child.
Yeah.
Because they hire twins. Yeah, but I'm not seeing anybody from like the Superbad world.
Yeah, it's probably not the same movie. I can't even remember. Are you
talking about Jonah Hill?
Jonah Hill, that's what I'm thinking of.
Oh,
I was
okay.
thinking he was in it.
See, of all the people from I don't think.
Yeah, my wife's texting me Jonah Hill.
Okay.
Yeah, that's who it was.
I jumped over him to the list because I'm like, well, surely he's not talking about Jonah Hill.
Yeah, it was Jonah. I couldn't remember.
Let's
Jonah
cross
Hill.
that one out early.
That's what I was talking about. I just couldn't remember his name. Because he went serious on us. He did.
Oh yeah, sort of.
Well,
he became the like. You want a fat guy? You got a fat. I can give you a fat guy. Give me 2 weeks. You want a skinny kid? I can give you a skinny kid. Give me 3. It's he definitely has shrunk and regained the weight a lot of times.
I feel like that's not healthy. But, yeah.
Speaking of, by the way, friggin' Jillian Michaels lost her mind over the week. It's so weird. We were talking about it last week.
Of course, the documentary's got legs.
Yeah, it
and
went somewhere.
And it throws her under the bus a lot. So I saw that she was kind of defending herself.
In fairness,
but I didn't see if it went to another level or
they
not.
threw her under the bus, sure. But I watched The Biggest Loser back in the day,
She
and
earned
the
it.
whole time I was thinking, God, I would so much rather be under Bob.
Yeah,
like Bob was a jerk, but he had some leniency, and if you were like, if I can't do this anymore, he'd say, then let's stop. And let's get through this, and then we'll restart.
Well, she was like known for being rude, even like outside the show.
Yeah.
Right? Like that was just her persona. Like I'm going to be a drill sergeant type, and I'm going to yell at you for everything. Where like guys like Gordon Ramsay eventually, you know what I mean?
Lightened up, but also, I mean, with Gordon Ramsay, kind of not real. Like, even if you watch he does a solo YouTube, like, cooking series.
Oh, he's got like 7,000 shows.
Yeah. But the one on YouTube.
Yeah.
Even when he's just him talking to the camera, he's still kind of a jerk to the camera.
Yeah, he's
like,
short, but
you're being mean to nobody.
He's way nicer now than he used to be. Like, even if you watch, like, Hell's Kitchen or the shows where he, quote, kind of yells at people.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he's not nearly as mean. Like, he used to call them cows and, like, you cow, you. He doesn't call them that anymore.
What was the one where he took the 2 slices of bread and he put it on the person? He's like, what am I making right now? An idiot sandwich chef.
Yeah, he doesn't do that. I mean, he'll yell, but he won't get personal. Like, he won't call you a cow or nothing like he used to do. Like, if you watch the early Hell's Kitchens, he's calling them cows, donkeys. He's calling them all kinds of stuff.
I've heard that, like, Offset, like off of out from in front of the camera, Guy Fieri is kind of like that.
I could see that.
He does strike me as somebody who, like, if he comes home and you didn't make the sauce right, you know, he's going to let you know about it.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, like, the whole, like, they tow that car around just so he could drive it for the screenshot in the drive. I mean, that's like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just so you could have the pull-on shot, yeah.
I mean, can't we just when you have a couple shots, drive around thing and use it for everything?
And that's what I would think they would do, is just get a bunch of B-roll at the beginning of the season and go with that. But I mean, I know different locales and stuff, but hell, if you're around LA, you could find every single, like, climate. You could drive out to the desert, you could drive up to the mountains, you know, you could find every kind of, like, area that you would need for America.
And in all fairness, Guy Fieri doesn't make, like, fancy food. Everything he does is like burgers and wings, and he doesn't make any like Ramsay and these guys. They've got like this signature steak or this beef Wellington or whatever. Guy's got nothing. He's got wings. And sauces.
Guy's whole thing is sauces. Really, his
everything he does is the
sauce.
same thing. It's something you serve at a bar.
I will say I was surprised. I watched just a little short snippet about his Vegas restaurant.
Yeah,
they have a pretty awesome looking fish and chips. Which, I mean, is, you know, basically pub food, but...
Right, at Guy Fieri's?
Yeah, at his place in
Gordon's,
Vegas.
I'm thinking, yeah, you better. British.
Right?
You know, a guy... I could see that, yeah. I mean, but even still, fish and chips is not fancy food.
No, it's not,
food.
but the way they make it up is...
That you can
it's pretty.
Yeah, you could high-end that a little bit better than...
In fairness, you put fries in a martini glass, you could sell them for like $17 on the strip.
And that's the part. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't get people are like, look at this meal, it's $50. I'm like, at the end of the day, it's still chicken wings.
Right.
I mean, come on now.
Did they let you keep the glass? No? Okay, then you didn't get your money's worth.
So you use some kind
house
of
won.
truffles with the chicken wings. It's still chicken wings, man.
Oh, and truffle, that is one of the most misleading ingredients in food history. Because you could say that it's a truffle version of something if you have like a truffle salt and you tap it on there twice. Right. Oh, it's truffle infused.
It's the free range of food.
It's not dudes in there, you know, taking thick $100 slices of black truffles or white truffles and throwing them on your food like you know, like in fancy places.
Yeah.
Think they're going to fancify up your mac and cheese for $3 more? No,
sorry, they got the Walmart truffle seasoning for $3 in the back. Truffle-like.
Truffle adjacent.
Yeah.
They just took some salt and yelled, truffle! At it.
Oh, you wanted truffle? I thought you said trouble.
Fun fact, that's also how they make bubbly. They just yell the flavors at sparkling water and then can it up.
And then Michael Bublé did. Probably should get the hour going.
Yep.
I got a longer interview. We're going to play our interview we had Friday with Travis County Manager Bill Williams. He joined us to chit-chat. Actually, I need to get that interview going. It's 19 after. It's like a 30. Yeah, I need to get going. So let's do this. Let's do the news, weather, and then we're going to play our interview with Bill Williams. Go away.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty dry over the next few days. High pressure in place, and we'll be in the mid-90s on our afternoon high. We should get sunshine. Overnight, a few clouds drifting through, upper 60s, and then a mix of sunshine and clouds on Tuesday. Upper 80s to low 90s on the high. We may start seeing some showers and thunderstorms popping back up on Wednesday, upper 80s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Good morning, this is Smiley Wooten at the Roswell Livestock Auction. A bigger August run this week with a nice selection of all classes of cattle, especially high-quality native calves and yearlings. We expect to sell 1,500 head, breaking down like this: 175, 200 weight cows and bulls, 125, 140 pairs of bred cows, 1,200, 1,250 calves and yearlings today's sale. Will include 25 to 30 cow-calf pairs, mostly black, white face, red, white face English crossbred cows with black calves, pairs 4 to 9 years old. 30 cows, excellent quality black, white face and Charolais crossbred cows, running with Angus and Charolais bulls to be preg checked this morning. 23 Hereford cows, excellent quality Herefords, running with Angus and Hereford bulls to be preg this morning, 6 to 10 years old. 122 calves, Mr. Wayne Netherland Artesia, a reputation quality black, white face, red, white face English crossbred calves, cattle weaned 21 days, 1 round of Bow Shield Gold, 8 weight, medium condition, 300, 450 to 50 pounds. 92 calves, CNR ranches, Marfa, Texas, reputation quality black, white face, red, white face English crossbreds, shots at Brandon, medium condition, 450, 550 pounds. 36 calves, Mr. Kent Gillespie, Hope, New Mexico, ex-quality black Angus calves, cattle weigh 120 days, Bow Shield Gold, 1 shot, 7 weight, thin to medium condition, 400, 500 pounds. 29 calves, Beef Cattle Company, Fence Lake, New Mexico, ex-quality black Brangus crossbred calves, shots at Brandon, several open-sized calves on these, 225, 325 pounds. 33 steer yearlings, Huey Manufacturing, Corona, New Mexico, ex-quality black Brangus yearlings, medium condition, right off grass, 600 to 700 pounds. Also 20 cutting bulls off the same ranch in Corona, 650, 750 pounds. 25 calves, Navarre Ranch, Clant, Texas, ex-quality black, white face Angus crossbred calves, cattle weaned 90 days, 1 round of shots, bunk broke, 300, 450 pounds. 23 calves, Best in Medford over in Roosevelt County, ex-quality black Angus calves, 1 round of shots, 400, 550 pounds. And 43 calves, CV Bar Ranch, Causey, New Mexico, ex-quality black, white face Charolais crossbred calves, Bow Shield Gold, 8 weight, 350, 550 pounds. Sale time this morning will be at 9 o'clock. Sell pairs of bred cows 9:45 to 10. Be selling calves and yearlings about 10:30. We expect to sell 1,500 head here today. This is Smiley Wooten, Roswell Livestock Auction.
When managing a chronic illness, access to the right treatments makes all the difference. Artesia General Hospital's Infusion Center provides IV therapy and biologic treatments, so you don't have to travel far for care. Expert infusion therapy right here in Artesia. Call 575-736-8256 today to learn more.
At Richland Motors, it's never been easier to sell or trade your current car, truck, or SUV for a newer model to hit the road in. Even if you don't purchase from Richland, they want to buy your vehicle for top dollar. But if you do buy from Richland, don't forget, they're the home of the powertrain warranty for life. That's a whole lot of confidence for you. See Richland for details. 2nd and Sycamore and 1309 Southeast Main.
Roswell, your used car dealership is here. Tate Branch Roswell. Come experience the Tate Branch difference. We've got a huge selection of quality used cars, trucks, and SUVs, all at great prices with big discounts happening right now. And here's the best part. Every single used vehicle comes with our lifetime powertrain warranty at no extra cost. It's all backed by friendly hometown customer service that puts you first every time. So don't wait. Head to Tate Branch Roswell, 2000 West 2nd Street, and drive home happy today. Tate Branch Roswell. Come experience the difference.
The average American spends 2.5 days a year looking for lost items. We aren't sure how long Europeans and Asians look for lost stuff. We lost the list. Here's Mike Winters.
In studio this morning, Chaves County Manager Bill Williams back with us. Good morning.
Good morning. Good to see you.
How you doing, Bill?
I'm doing well. I was really entertained by your talk of old radio stuff this morning, the old days of things. My wife, many years ago, worked at KBIM Radio, and she sat behind the I downtown, if you know where the I was. On the CB, was it CBS I think it was.
I believe you're right, yeah.
She sat behind that, and remember going out to the radio tower that the Kings had back I don't know, I think it's back behind the Sonic North or something. There was some giant tube that burned out. They lost all their transmission power. It took them like a week to get it. They were on side power and all kinds of crazy stuff.
And those tubes are, I know a radio tube.
Mm-hmm.
Now, most of the time, most stations are flipping to solid states now, but back then those tubes, I know our AM and all that, it was about $1,500 a tube for, and I imagine TV's even way more expensive.
Oh, I bet.
But a radio tube was about $1,500, and you had to replace it once or twice a year, if I remember right.
Well, things have certainly changed, and we saw that yesterday in our commission meeting, because the commissioners had to make a decision on a data center. That's something none of us know anything about. You know? It's hard enough to get up to speed with solar and wind power and now battery storage, but now they've got data centers that are interested in coming to our to a town near you.
There you go.
So that was
we got land, so they can set up the technology, right?
Right. So, but yesterday's meeting was really interesting. I kind of want to start at the end of the meeting,
all right?
Because there's something I don't want to forget.
All right.
And then
something
we'll go
important,
back
to let's go by importance here.
There was some. Well, the most important thing was up front, because some young people were honored and and did a great job doing some other things. But so I don't forget.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everyone's anxiously anticipating the air show.
Yes.
Whether the anxiousness is from anticipation or from the unknown, I don't know. But,
yes. It's probably a cocktail of all of the above.
But everyone certainly, it's on the forefront of everyone's mind. And, of course, the city has worked really diligently to have meetings to assure the public safety and all that. You know, they've got fire department stuff figured out. They're working with volunteers and others to make sure no matter what happens that people are going to be safe.
Mm-hmm.
They've made arrangements to bring in like 29 state police officers to assist them. The city police are, you know, all scheduling their overtime because they're all going to be out there in force and
yeah, I'm about to say
hard.
It's probably hard to get that weekend off in any law enforcement.
Well, I can imagine. And like I say, 29 state police coming here.
Yeah.
I think they had a few more, but you know, as schedules settled out, I think they ended up with 29. But the city's done a really good job of engaging the community. Had several public safety meetings so that everyone would know what happens. They did a desktop exercise. If this happens, this is what goes, you know. And then yesterday afternoon or yesterday morning at the end of the meeting, the sheriff came to us and gave us his update. The sheriff has invited some additional counties to join him to enhance his staff. So he's going to have officers from different counties and here.
Probably from Lee and Eddy, I'm guessing, or some of the neighboring counties.
Well, actually had some from pretty far away. And I'm sorry, I don't remember which counties.
Okay.
I want to say he said Taos County was sending a few too. But anyway, that brought up my question.
I think they're just Aries fans and like, a chance to do some extra work down south? I'll take it.
Yeah. How many people are coming just so they've got a ringside seat?
Put it this way. My dad worked at RFK Stadium, you know, as an usher just to see Redskin games for free. So.
Well, to see Sonny Jurgensen would be okay. Yeah. You know, I would work as an usher for that. Chris Handberger, Sonny Jurgensen.
Well, one of the side gigs
in the last 40 years, I'm not sure I care anything about the Redskins.
But one of the side things was he got to do concert stuff. So he saw a Rolling Stones concert.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow. He saw, I think it was Tyson and Buster Douglas fight. It was one of them fights that was in D.C., and he worked it,
those fights, though, you know, I want to be ringside. Yeah. And that's what's nice about watching a fight on television. You know, I mean, you're right there. But when you look at how far away those people are and they're trying to say, who hit who?
Yeah.
You know, that's
unless
crazy.
you got the Jumbotron nearby, it's kind of hard, or you're ringside, it's kind of hard to tell.
But, I've never been to a fight, but that would be quite the charged room, I'm sure. So, but anyway, the sheriff told us that he was going to have some additional help coming in and just had a question for him. I said, okay, so hypothetically, don't do this, boys and girls. Do not do
do not do this at home, kids.
I said, you know, hypothetically, a fellow by the name of Bill lives out east of Roswell and decides to come to town, and maybe he's driving too fast or something on a county road, and officer pulls up behind him and turns on the lights, and this gentleman, this hypothetical person, looks in the mirror and says, Are they asking me to pull over?
Yeah.
And so you start to pull over, and then you realize that it says Taos Sheriff's Department.
Right, it's not a local
you know, what do you do?
Yeah.
And So we wanted to clear up that there could be people here from out of town.
Okay.
And if they are, try to be respectful, be cautious, however. I mean, if you think that it's not right,
sure.
My understanding is what you do is you call 911
and dispatch.
Turn on your hazard lights so that the person behind you knows that you've seen them, drive carefully, slowly, whatever.
Sure.
And they can tell you, if, dispatch will say, hey, somebody's behind me.
Yeah.
I don't know who it is. And so if you have any doubt, but just want to be sure people know that there could be other law enforcement.
So if you see a police vehicle doesn't look like a normal
recognize.
one.
So be cautious, but be considerate and watch out. But the city has done a great job with assuring that everybody should be covered and we should all be safe. But,
sure.
But again, there's a possibility you might encounter someone that is out of place.
Sure.
So I just wanted to say that.
Patrol car looks a little different. The uniform looks a little different.
Not that I get pulled over a lot, but it has happened, and I really don't know what I would do if.
Well, Bill wants to make sure you can say, "Do you know who I am?" card. So, and he wants to make sure the deputies. I'm just kidding.
That's right. So, but seriously, the air show is going to be a great boon to our community.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're anxiously. I'm anxious on multiple levels.
Absolutely.
Nobody knows what's going to happen.
It is a big batch of unknown. It really is, that first one.
Each year that they have it, I know that we'll get better, we'll adapt, and things will just get better and better. But this is the first time of doing something that we've never seen before. So It's going to be really something.
I will say this, a lot of lessons will be learned over that week. I will tell you that right now.
Sure, that's the case.
But it's going to be all for the good benefit, I imagine a few years from now it's going to be a much more well-oiled machine, and we're going to have it. But yeah, till the infrastructure's in place, till the lay of the land's in place, till we know exactly what kind of turnout we're going to get, it's kind of a crapshoot right now.
Well, my wife sings most Friday nights, and trying to figure out how are we even going to get a parking place to carry your equipment in.
That's my biggest concern is, like, if you're a volunteer or if you're something, how are you going to navigate getting in and out without spending 6 hours doing so?
Yeah.
That's
a lot remains to be seen, but I'm sure it'll be great. And it's going to be a huge economic impact to our community.
Absolutely.
So hopefully we'll rise to the occasion and we will invest the money wisely that we make off of this deal.
Absolutely.
So back to the commission meeting and the most important
important part. The honoring of some great people.
So we honored a young lady with a proclamation yesterday. Her name is Adrienne V. Hill. Miss V. Hill is a local Girl Scout. She's Charlie's Angels, Roswell High School, excellent student.
So pretty good dancer, huh? You got to be a dancer.
To be Charlie's Angels.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm such a bad dancer; they won't even let me watch them.
I feel that pain.
But she's just an amazing, outstanding young lady, and she recognized that we have a method in place to dispose of a U.S. flag when it's reached the end of its life, when it's no longer an honorable representation of our great nation. And she says, you know what? How do we get rid of the New Mexico flag? There's nothing in statute that says here's the procedure to
properly retire it.
To properly retire and honor the state of New Mexico and their flag. And so she looked into it, found out sure enough there was nothing in place to do that. And so she worked with the state legislature, and harder to say than you think this time of the morning. I need more coffee. But she worked with the state legislature, and they came up with a bill, House Bill 468, I believe it was, that talks about how to retire the New Mexico flag. So there's actually a law in place, which took place June 20th. I mean, they have to put a timeline when it actually will take place. So June 20th of this year, that law went into effect. So now there is a method and a set of instructions on what to do to properly honor the New Mexico state flag.
That's pretty interesting.
And as a part of this, they had to go to the Zia Pueblo because, of course, we have the Zia on the New Mexico flag. So they went to the Zia Pueblo and asked them, what do we need to do to assure that we honor you and your custom and culture as well while we're doing that? So we had an opportunity to pay tribute to the great work that she did.
That's cool.
And to recognize what she's done. We had a state of New Mexico flag. she was given an honor by the state legislature as well, and we've had senators and representatives and the governor sign this flag, and other local people that were at the meeting when she received that. And then yesterday we had the flag. So all the commissioners that had not signed it signed it. We asked the people in the gallery to sign it as well. It's a memento and a keepsake for her for
so cool.
many, many years. But
I'm sure she'll have it her whole life.
Oh man, what a cool thing.
Yeah. But I am kind of curious now. Is there a set of rules, like for the U.S. flag? There is basically written U.S. flag etiquette: how to fold the flag. How, it's all the rules governing when you hang a flag. If it's at night, you got to put the light, the whole thing. Is there a set of those for the New Mexican flag as well, as far as etiquette and stuff? Because now I'm kind of curious. Or do we just assume the same rules apply? Or I don't know.
I don't know. That's a good question. We'll ask her to check into the etiquette for the state flag. But now we have at least a disposal.
Exactly.
method,
That's what I'm saying. We've got a starting point. That's why I'm kind of curious. Yeah.
Just an omission.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that we couldn't exist without it. But she's right. I mean, there should be a dedicated way to properly honor our flag in our state. So she did a wonderful job.
I'm kind of curious.
And we're really glad she did that.
Because there is I know as being an American Legion, Legionnaire, and things like that, we do have American flag retirement ceremonies, and we actually do it stripe by stripe, and they cut the stars out and everything.
Wow.
Now I'm very curious to see. I want to see a New Mexico flag retirement ceremony. I want to see what is that process. I'd be very curious to see that, because I don't know. I have no idea.
I will make sure that you have Miss Hill's name and number, contact
I would love to have her,
so that you can get her on here. And
I think that'd be great.
And let her explain this whole process that she went through.
Yeah.
What a cool thing.
Yeah.
So we had that. Excuse me. And then there was a presentation by the Hagerman FFA. Hagerman FFA came in with their advisor and 4 of their officers. And they came in and they thanked the Chaves County Board of Commissioners because they wrote a proclamation for them for their 95th anniversary. The Hagerman FFA chapter was the 6th chapter in the state of New Mexico to get their authorization to exist.
Awesome.
And that happened in 1929. Most chapters...
Funny, those kids don't look that old.
They're all doing really well. They are one of the few chapters nationwide, not just in New Mexico, but one of the chapters nationwide that has not rewritten or reorganized.
Okay.
This is the original...
It is not altered or changed since 1912, basically.
95 years in existence, the Hagerman FFA. And I remember I was a Hagerman FFA.
Back then?
Person, a Hagerman graduate. And back then, Dexter didn't have an FFA program. And so the students from Dexter would come to Hagerman for Future Farmers of America and for agricultural instruction.
So there's some Dexter lineage in there, too. Yeah.
And then Hagerman kids, of course, we also had an opportunity to go to Dexter to take ag mechanics because they have a wonderful ag mechanics program to this day. They do. And, of course, now Dexter has their own Future Farmers of America. But the Hagerman FFA was honored last year by the commission for 95 years in existence and, kind of celebrated, made a big deal out of it.
That's cool.
I was honored having been a Hagerman graduate, believe it or not, I graduated. No,
you got a diploma and everything.
And a member of the Hagerman FFA, former president of the Hagerman FFA many, many years ago. And so I went down and presented them with the proclamation. And,
cool.
And
it's like a little full circle moment for you personally.
It was really good.
Yeah.
And so they gave me an award this year.
Oh, cool.
They made me an honorary member of the Hagerman FFA for the year 2025. So once again, I'm Hagerman.
You're back in there.
Yeah, I'm in there. So
they just want your dues money. I was kidding.
No, it was a fun time. And I really, believe in the message of agriculture, and certainly within our county and what they teach the kids and the Future Farmers of America is a wonderful thing.
That is absolutely,
It'll follow you your whole life. So
that's great.
So that was a really cool thing.
I'll say this real quick before we move on is a guy's been in radio for a minute and doing things, and every year we'll go to one of the fairs and do our thing at the fair, and we'll interview the FFA and 4-H students every year. And I'm telling you, of all the youth I generally interview over, athletes, the drama club, all the various students and various organizations, the FFA kids are always, they just have a aura about them. Very, you can tell manners were taught to these young men and women.
Right.
You know what I mean? They just, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir. Their answers are thought infused. There wasn't just a yes, no, yeah, nah. There was actual thought behind the answers they give to you. And it's just every every student I see, whether they're 18 or 8, coming through those programs, they always just seem to be class acts. Everyone.
Well, if you've ever been to a livestock show, you've got a kid out there showing a pig, for instance. That kid is dressed in his Sunday best.
Yeah.
His shirt is tucked in. His pants are pulled up. His boots are shined, but they might be losing.
They've already
their
been walking
shine.
through some mud already.
They might be losing their shine a little bit, but but you can tell that
they started the day that way.
that they respect the process,
Sure.
and they dress up for that, and they do their very best. Their
Yeah.
hair's combed, and they're showing a pig.
Yep.
You think, well, you're just herding a pig
They-
around.
they're taking pride
how
in
nice
what they
you
do.
need to be.
Yep.
But they do, and they're judged on that.
Yep.
And the kids really step up and come forward and honor our legacy.
It exudes and there are other aspects of their life too. So yes, you are absolutely correct. Those programs are amazing, and not to mention raising and bringing up some great quality folks. But guess what? Without them, we ain't eating in the future. That's all I'm saying.
Well, like Candy Spencer says, if you eat, you're involved in
Exactly.
agriculture. That's her go-to saying.
Yep.
You cannot go anywhere. And
Yeah, everyone-
Candy will remind you, if you eat, you're involved. So
You're absolutely correct. Yep.
So we had one public hearing yesterday. It was for a special use permit for a utility scale solar project, data center, and battery energy storage system.
So basically a power collecting area or storage, or basically a bunch of batteries for solar or whatever?
Yeah, but it's a data center. So
Okay.
for artificial intelligence, well, I guess for
So it can
any
be a
time
bunch
you
of-
send
like a-
something to the cloud,
So
it
it's like
doesn't
cloud servers or whatever you want to call it?
I
Server
guess
farm?
so. And there's, this is all such new technology, and that's one of the things that our commissioners are actively trying to do is educate themselves on
Gosh.
what this is. We're in the process of rewriting our comprehensive land use plan that was written
Okay.
in 2014 and had one update, but we're rewriting that to make sure that we cover things that we never even thought about.
Sure.
We had no idea that we were going to need anything in there about solar or
Yeah.
wind towers or battery storage or
Wait till
data
we-
centers. That all has to be added.
Wait till the
because
mind control probes show up, man. We don't know.
We're going to need another chapter, the mind control.
Just kidding, but yeah, you're right. We don't know because of technology.
We had no idea any of this was on the horizon.
Sure.
So that's one of the areas that we're going to emphasize when we rewrite our land use plan. We won't be rewriting it because we have a pretty robust plan.
Sure.
In fact, many other counties in New Mexico and counties in other states have asked us for copies of our plan because
Mhm.
we do a pretty good job of specifying what we expect
Sure.
for our lands in Chaves County. And this is the land use plan is kind of the document that we use to defend what we do and what we expect
Sure.
in Chaves County. So when the federal government comes in and tries to condemn 7,000 or take 700,000 acres for a 6,344 acre wildlife refuge, we go to the book and say, the custom and culture of Chaves County is that we're going to do multiple use on public lands, that the federal government should not own all the land, that this should be for the people to bring benefit to the state
Sure.
of New Mexico. So, the food, fiber, minerals,
Yeah.
timber, all that stuff comes from hardworking people in our counties. And when the federal government comes in, takes it over, well, for instance, the forest.
Sure.
They quit harvesting the forest. Guess what happens? You have forest fires. Guess what happens? You have floods.
You get the
And so
improper management.
So
yeah.
we have this document that we use. It's kind of our guiding document. And if we end up in a battle with a government entity, we say, look, we told you years ago, this is what we expect out of you. We told you years ago that we know that the Federal Land Policy Management Act requires that you coordinate with local governments and bring us in early in the process. Don't tell us after you wrote the plan and say, what do you think?
Right.
We're not really we don't really care.
It involves our backyard. We want every every part.
So we have all that in our plans. But again, like I say, everything has to be updated from time to time. We've found through the years, even though we have a good, robust plan in Chaves County, we found some little chinks in our armor, little gaps where we feel like we need to tighten it up and make sure that we're ready. Because as we've done these things, we've got 2 commissioners going to Washington in a couple of weeks to try to get our payment in lieu of taxes, make sure that that's secure for our counties. We've got 2 of them coming for that, and then we also have one of the commissioners has made some arrangements to go talk to the Forest Service about those very things I was just talking about.
Sure.
Commissioner Perry has got appointments to go talk to the Forest Service about how they manage and how they do things. So we try to tighten that thing up. But as I say, we had no idea about data centers and solar farms and how much bearing that would have on us. So we're all trying to educate.
Sure, because I imagine, and this is maybe where it goes to a case by case as different companies and stuff come to the commission. But yeah, like you said, because let's face it, a lot of the county is farm agriculture and things. All right, if we're going to put a server farm somewhere in here, how's that going to impact the farms and ranches around? Is it a minimal impact? Is it a major impact? That's the stuff you guys are trying to learn, basically.
Right. That's what we're trying to learn. Yeah. And of course, that's how our public hearings go is there's an opportunity for people who are for whatever you're trying to do, or opportunity for people who are against to speak up in favor or against it.
Sure. So, well, and either way, it's all, and this is it, because it could be, there's these, both statements are true here. It's like, we got a lot of land. This could be a definitely financial an economic opportunity for the county by doing some of this, but we got to first learn
at what cost.
Yeah, exactly.
And you can't.
What's the catch?
It's difficult to make those decisions if you don't understand what a data center is.
Well, and then if you just green light everything, and then down the road you're like, oh, they're putting something in the water table that's messing things up, then we need to talk.
That's one of the things that always come up in our meetings. People will say, "How's this going to affect the wildlife? How's this going to affect farming? How's this going to affect the water?" We're very fortunate that we have people that are engaged in that. I was texting with one of our county commissioners from Curry County last night, talking about yesterday's meeting, and he says, "You mean people come to your public meetings?" Yes, actually they do.
Yeah, we get them stirred up enough. But
and I told him sometimes they come with torches and pitchforks, but
they're here.
Do come.
They're here. But this is kind of that part that you're kind of, we were talking about earlier here is being the watchdog for federal overreach on some of this stuff, because at the end of the day, the people that care more about our water table, our impacts of this and that, are the people that live here, the people that work, live, recreate, honor God, whatever they do it here.
Yes. And they're planning to raise their families here for 50, 60 years. And if you put in something that's going to be there 50, 60, 100 years, you need to really kind of look down the road. And nobody's got a crystal ball, of course, but you need to take each project on its merit, and you need to take each project based on where it is in the county. There's a place for anything and anything in its place.
Sure.
But that doesn't mean that you put big solar panels right here where you're stationed.
Exactly.
We need you here, man. And maybe you put them on the roof.
There you go. But that's what we're kind of trying to figure out. And that's
right.
But my point is this is where, I think the county and our commission and some of our neighboring counties and things, they really are the watchdog for us on these types of things. And this is why, all the time you see Bill coming in, and almost every time we talk, rarely do we talk just about the commission meeting. We talk about some bigger picture thing that impacts multiple counties or the region, and this is kind of one of those types of things.
Well, the county commissioners are local government. Absolutely, they're local government, just like the mayor of Hagerman, the city council in Roswell, the Dexter town council. Those are all local government. The difference is the mayor of Hagerman, the city council, they fight more or less local battles. And I don't want to say they fight battles, because that's not what they're about. But
their responsibilities vary.
Their responsibilities are for that specific area. When you get to county government, these guys are actually reaching well beyond our county and working as a cohesive group nationwide to make sure that counties can represent the municipalities within their counties. It's a much bigger even though it's a local government,
Mm-hmm.
it's the closest form of local government, to the people, but they have far-reaching responsibilities. And our counselors, our commissioners have taken that very seriously.
Sure.
Like I say, Michael Perry went on his own and made sure he could get appointments with the Forest Service so he could talk to them when he's there in a couple of weeks.
And this is, and if this is not a fair comparison, please tell me, but I kind of look at it like when you look at your city officials, mayor, city councils, like their charge is really, the day-to-day stuff, okay, is your road good? Is your water coming on? Is your trash getting picked up?
And the county has those same responsibilities.
But that's not your forefront.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like constitutional rights and those types of things, the city's not so much. That's the fight where the county picks up at, and whereas the cities, they're busy making sure that the water. Now obviously if you live in the county, there is facilities and things, but mostly the city officials deal with city infrastructure, 90% of it, and that, of course they always talk about, all right, we're going to bring a new neighborhood here, a new business here into city limits, but for the most part, it's all about infrastructure.
Well, when you look at a county, if they do something in Taos County, the state does something, the federal government does something in Taos County, that has the potential to impact Chaves County.
Sure.
And as we talked a couple of weeks ago about the National Interest Electric Transmission Corridors, we had 8 counties in eastern New Mexico, and actually going all the way over to Otero County as well. 8 of us were directly impacted by the federal government's move to condemn as much as 1,841,000 acres of land. They care less what it's used for. We might want that. We might need that. And so we banded together. The 8 counties banded together. We had several town hall meetings. We got at least hundreds, if not thousands. And I mean, it could have been thousands of people come to these town hall meetings and express their concern and their desire, what they wanted these county governments to do. And then we took that to a national level and got 3,084 counties belong to the National Association of Counties that counties across the U.S. belong to. We got them to approve a resolution in opposition of this thing that affects 8 New Mexico counties and 5 counties in southern Colorado, a little bit of, Oklahoma, but we did that right here.
Yeah.
Your counties in southeastern New Mexico brought the fight.
They rallied the troops.
So what they do is really important, and we're very fortunate that in, at least in our part of the state,
I think I just sometimes
group.
Probably don't realize, and that's why I kind of wanted to. Yeah, when you talk about your, it's just that their issues are different than what a county commissioner works on is not necessarily the same as what a city councilor works on.
But it's all important.
Absolutely, it's just different. But when we talk about
it's just a different job.
But when we talk about things like when federal government moves in, that's more of a county fight 90% of the time than a city fight. I'm not saying it's never, but
sometimes we're successful staving them off. In 2014, we successfully fought against the listing of the prairie chicken as a threatened species. We said the science doesn't bear this out.
Yeah.
Federal judges heard the case. They said, you know what, you're right. Science doesn't bear this out. So fast forward 10 years and federal government says, you know what, let's move the goalpost a little bit and let's do an end run. Let's take an obscure rule in the Endangered Species Act, the 4A rule, and say that for whatever reason, this specific population of this lesser prairie chicken doesn't meet my subjective requirements. It didn't improve, even though there was an increase across the range, all the way from up Nebraska all the way down. It increased across the range, but let's pick where it's the lowest amount, say, sorry, it didn't increase enough, and therefore let's call that an endangered species in that portion of the range.
Sure.
And it only makes sense if it's endangered in a portion of the range, then it's at least threatened in the rest of the range, even though there's a bumper crop of them north of here.
That sounds like from the people that make the
this is true story,
the political lines. They draw the district lines.
Will Kevin loves to say, "You can't make this stuff up." Just a pause there because it's not always the way.
That was a family edit, yeah.
So anyway, that's exactly what they did. They said endangered species below this imaginary line, and threatened species up there. So again, we took them to court. Us and a group of other like-minded individuals took them to court. They overturned it. They completely vacated. First of all, they didn't apply the law correctly. You can't do that. You can't twist the stats to fit what you want, which was all proven out. That's what they did. So they revoked the endangered species status for the lesser prairie chicken. And what's interesting about that, when they first started talking about making it a threatened species, they had unbelievable cooperation from agriculture, farming, ranching, industry. Everyone came together and says, you know what, we don't want this to affect our way of life. So what can we do to change our management practices to make sure that this doesn't get listed?
That's what rational people do.
Unprecedented cooperation. They've changed things. They did things the way Fish and Wildlife asked them to do and said, this should help. Sure enough, it increased the numbers. And they threw all that out the window and did it anyway. But the people want to do what's right. They don't want to be threatened with a weaponized Endangered Species Act, which kind of is what happened.
They'll do what's right as long as you don't order them.
Your county governments went in 2014, won that battle. Recently, I mean, just in the last couple of weeks, it was announced that it's done. It's overturned.
Good.
But those are the kind of things that your county commission does for you. And it's not just Chaves County. I mean, all of our counties are in these same battles.
Every county.
Because what happens in Quay County might be different than what happens in Chaves County, but we all represent the local people at that level and the customs and cultures of each of our communities.
And they're very similar in that, and they share the same types. But yes, that's the fight. And, I just saw the time. We got about 5 minutes to get her going.
And
so.
I've gone through one item. Okay. So the commission, a long debate, a lot of learning and questions and answers. They did pass a special use permit for utility grade solar. This is 8,500 acres down on the county line on Pearson Road. So just the other side of Pearson Road is Eddy County. This side of Pearson Road is Chaves County.
Gotcha.
It's a huge undertaking, a huge project. We'll see what it means to us in the future. Time will tell, but certainly
potential's there for some good things.
Based on its specific information, they felt that this was the proper thing to do at this time. So, so we'll see, and we'll learn more about data centers.
We'll hammer it out and see what comes of it.
We had a couple of change orders from some of our construction projects. $18,000 change order for the Cultural Plaza over here across the street. That's coming along nicely. I encourage everybody to drive by and see the stage and stuff that's starting to go up.
If you're going by the farmers market tomorrow morning, go walk on over there and check it out.
Farmers market, we went last weekend. It was really, again, a great event. That event grows
They're hopping
every year.
right now. Right now it's like the sweet time.
They're really doing good.
This is probably like the high tide of farm, like the produce is coming in pretty good right now.
Well, Tina bought some fresh produce Saturday, and of course, I ate it right up. Didn't slow down. Another change order to our Pecos Valley Regional Communications Center renovation. We're building an entire new space for dispatch. The county houses them, and we're giving them a much larger space and an opportunity to grow and meet our needs for the next, hopefully, 50 years. They've been in their current location for about 20, and they've way outgrown it. So we really hope. And this is the community dispatch. It's not just the county. It's not just for the volunteer fire departments and the sheriff. This is city, county.
It serves all the people in this area. Yeah.
And
it's
on a quick side note, we have a series of towers all the way around town that all communicate with one another. So if an officer keys his radio mic to talk back to somebody, it may not go to the closest tower. It may go to a farther one, but then that tower communicates with all the other towers. So that means somebody 100 miles, this is a big county, 100 miles away down in the Boot Heel, one of those towers is going to be able to make contact with him, and you don't have that old days, we were talking about radio stuff.
Right.
You can't hear anybody unless you're next door to them. One of our towers was struck by lightning down in the Boot Heel.
That tends to happen.
And everyone is amazed at how completely it destroyed all of the equipment. Things are welded together. We're unsure if the tower even survived.
Just melted, huh?
They're going to have to evaluate that because I guess it was a direct hit.
And
man, the photon torpedoes hit it hard. I don't know.
I've seen a few towers lose those battles in my day.
So we did that. We approved some appropriations that we got. We're always working towards getting more funding for different things in the county. We had 5 appropriations that we brought forward and got those approved. Minor update to the Chaves County purchasing policy. I'm trying to do the fast.
We're the streamline.
And a couple out-of-state travel deals. And then we had a In other business, we had a quick question about an appeal of our decision to not allow someone to store some recyclable wind turbine blades on their property.
Oh, yeah, we talked about this last time.
And it kind of got into a much deeper area, and so they decided that what they would like to do is have this come back as an official zoning deal, where we would have an open public hearing and all. They're going to ask them to apply for a special use permit for that use, and then it will go through the planning and zoning. It'll go through the commission ultimately. And so that was quite a long meeting.
That
yesterday.
one got bigger.
It was a good meeting. It was fun, and I was just really glad to see the young lady get the award at the beginning.
That's so cool about the flag.
So proud of the local leaders and the future farmers of America. It's always good to see the future leaders.
We definitely. I'd love to have her on the show.
I will get you her information. It's an amazing story. Amazing.
I don't know. Let's see. Not only we've got to start here, but I think maybe this. I don't think she's done yet. I think she's got more work to do.
I think that this young lady will be a part of New Mexico for her whole life.
Yeah.
I mean, she's just really an outstanding individual.
Just getting started here, but absolutely. Of course, don't forget you can always go and check the meetings out. They're filmed at the county YouTube channel there at the county website.
Yes, I was going to say they're on YouTube now.
Yeah.
They're not on Facebook. Facebook has changed the way that they do things, and so they delete their videos after 30 days.
Yes.
And we can't do that. So
yeah, you need those up there for perpetuity. But yeah, they'll find them. But I believe there's a link on the county website to that, to the YouTube page.
To the YouTube channel.
Yes, exactly. You can go back and watch not only yesterday's meeting, but previous meetings as well, too. Can't watch future meetings yet. We haven't figured that technology out.
Well, with the data centers, maybe.
Maybe. Thank you, Bill, as always.
Thank you.
Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time, if not sooner.
Okay, thank you.
Good deal.
The Dow down 113. More on these stories at townhall.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the...
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
Sunday, just days after the Houthi rebels fired a missile toward Israel that its military described as the first cluster bomb the rebels had fired at it since 2023. The Iranian-backed Houthis say the strikes hit multiple areas across Sana'a, killing at least 2 people and injuring at least 35 others. Israel's military said it struck power plants, calling them a significant electricity supply facility for military activities, along with a military site where the presidential palace is located. I'm Julie Walker.
Typhoon Kajiki has brought strong winds, heavy rains to southern China. On Sunday, the storm passed over open waters heading toward Vietnam's central coast. China's Weather Service reports maximum sustained winds hit 100 miles per hour. News and analysis, townhall.com. Some of the experts warning that medical costs may soon take an even bigger bite out of your budget.
Prescription and medical bills swamping some insurers and employers, and that means patients may start paying more next year. Health insurance will grow more expensive in many corners of the market in 2026, and some coverage may shrink. Officials say that could leave patients exposed to more cost for both a doctor visit and your prescription coverage as well. Jason Walker reporting.
The president of the European Central Bank, Christine Lagarde, is crediting an influx of foreign-born workers after the COVID pandemic was over. with helping Europe to bring inflation down without sharply slower growth. However, a spike in illegal immigration has unleashed a political backlash across the EU. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. Let's have a listen. What does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The Deuce.
Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Monday, everybody.
Yes, welcome to it.
Yeah. Could see a little rain this week.
It might be I think Wednesday is
like
a real
midweek
good
we got a
chance.
little chance there.
Mm-hmm.
Let you know.
Might dance that dance.
Hey, 2 things.
Mhm.
One, I got some new Oreos for us to try.
Oh, good.
I will grab those here in a second. But
I doubt they're the ones I've been looking for, but fingers are crossed.
I don't know. I just saw them over the weekend in the store. I said, I haven't seen these before. Let me grab them.
I've tried going to several different stores looking for it, specifically the blueberry pie.
Okay, it's not that one.
Oh,
it's not that one.
I've been dying to try those.
Did not see that one.
But navigating Walmart is a freaking nightmare.
Oh, yeah, it's because of remodeling.
Yeah, I know.
Although, I walked in this weekend for the first time in a minute. Looks good, better in there.
It looks fine, but it took me 20 minutes to find trash bags. Like literally 20 minutes, and I asked 2 people.
Yeah, because they moved all like the paper products and stuff where like pets used to be.
Yeah. Don't even get me started on where the toy section is.
You know what I think? I could be wrong, but to me, it looks like they're lining it up a lot like the Artesia Walmart.
And that's the standard Walmart. Most of them are like that.
Is it? I think that's what it's. Because I noticed where the sodas are, is the same place where the sodas are at the Artesia Walmart.
Okay. Yeah, if you ever go into like the Hobbs Walmart or places like that, they're set up very similar to that.
I try to avoid them if I can, but I just happened to be in there this weekend. And but I did see some Oreos. We'll try those.
Nice.
But first, I was going through the social media just looking, and you know how they have all those little stupid clickbait things, name a movie with out the letter. Well, they had one, and it was a bunch of pictures of M&Ms and said only 2 can stay. And it was different M&M flavors.
Oh, okay. I was like, well, they're all the same flavor.
But that's just it. I don't know. Maybe half of these are European ones. I've never.
Some of them were limited run. They've done a lot of M&M they get busy with a lot of limited run flavors.
There's like 12 different ones here.
They've had like 3 attempts at sweet heat. They've done like
here's the
jalapeno chocolate. They've done a couple of different ones.
Well, these ones like the dark chocolate, milk chocolate. Seen those. Pretzel. Seen those.
Right.
Peanut, obviously. Almond. Peanut butter. Those are all. But honeycomb.
What?
Honeycomb M&M.
I'm listening.
Crunchy mint.
Oh, I've never had that.
Hazelnut.
Okay, that sounds like a Nutella thing. I think I've had something similar.
This one looks like a nut in it, like an actual hazelnut.
Wow.
Yeah. Caramel.
Okay, now I have seen those.
Have you? I haven't seen those. And brownie batter.
I've seen those.
Okay, I've not seen.
Yeah, the brownie batter I've seen. Now, some of those
is the caramel like real hard, or is it like chewy?
It's
or is it a softer caramel?
The ones, the couple, like the handful that I've had, were like it was a good mix of caramel. Like it wasn't overwhelming.
Is it really chewy, like a Werther's kind of thing?
It's more like a topping.
Okay, kind of like
caramel.
Snickers caramel, where it's a little not as congealed or whatever you want to call it.
It's more like it's more runny, like Milky Way.
Because I was thinking it's like eating like a Werther's with a candy shell, and I'm like, I don't know if that's good.
Yeah, that's not appealing. But
a honeycomb does pique my curiosity.
I'm genuinely curious about honeycomb.
But I've never seen those flavors. So I was like,
when they say honeycomb, I think you might be thinking of something different.
Well, it looks kind of like the honeycomb cereal.
Okay.
Like if you see the picture there, it's the second from the left. The green one.
Yeah. Huh. Maybe I'm thinking of something different. Because in Europe and Australia and other countries like that, they have a candy called honeycomb.
Yeah.
And it's not really honeycomb. It's just, it's the consistency of it. There's a candy bar that I just found out they sell at the Marshalls, or not, Murphy's over here.
Yeah.
Called Violet Crumble.
Okay.
And it's one of those where you take it and you're supposed to shatter it on the table.
Oh, okay.
And it breaks up into pieces.
Okay.
And it's this it's almost like Butterfinger kind of material, but it's a lot more airy.
All right.
It's delicious.
I
It's
got
one of
you.
my favorite candy filling.
It's Butterfinger without the peanut buttery flavor. It's more of a caramel or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, kind of like
cream.
Yeah, kind of like more like a caramel adjacent.
Gotcha.
Type flavor.
Gotcha.
Pretty dang good.
But yeah, I just saw that and I was like,
so which two would you kick out? I mean, if only two, they said only two can stay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, you got to go with a classic. So
peanut.
And then, I mean, you ask my daughter, all that matters is plain.
I gotta be honest though, I because of the curiosity, I really want to try that hazelnut one.
Yeah, I'm curious about that.
And yeah, the honeycomb, you gotta. I can't make a judgment without trying these first.
I'm
like, there's white chocolate in there. That bad boy's Gonski.
Right.
Dark chocolate's Gonski because it ain't all that.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about dark chocolate.
I do enjoy the almond ones, but I'm got to be in a mood for the almond ones. So I like the peanut butter.
Crispy honeycomb flavor. Okay.
Now pretzel, as much as I love pretzel, the M&M pretzel, my least favorite pretzel thing of pretzel stuff. To me, it tastes like a stale malt ball.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'll eat it.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to lie. I'm a fan, which they weren't on here, the crispy ones. The ones that are like kind of like Nestle Crunch in them.
Yeah.
I kind of dug those. Or they had like the Rice Krispie in them or something. Yeah, those were good. I enjoyed those.
I'm going to have to read this later. Somebody wrote a 3 full-bodied paragraph review of the honeycomb M&Ms.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
And they used the word the U in the word flavor.
So it's British.
So it's a British thing.
Yeah, I kind of figured. So it's probably more like the honeycomb you're speaking of, rather
Well,
than honeycomb's got big taste. It's not small. No.
No. Okay, it says, just a quick summary. I put the words honeycomb flavor in quotes for one important reason. I couldn't tell you that the crispy center of these M&Ms tasted like honeycomb at all. Before you complain to me, I'm aware these are not supposed to taste like the honeycomb that comes from a bee, but are in fact supposed to taste like what Australians call honeycomb, which is the one I'm talking about.
Gotcha. Okay.
And others call sponge toffee. The thing is, these taste just like regular crispy M&Ms. So, I know.
Marketing people, if you have a product and you call it sponge toffee, you're not going to sell a lot of your product.
Well, that's why they started calling it honeycomb.
That sounds revolting,
Yeah.
sponge toffee. Hey, would you like some sponge toffee? Right after my rectal exam, yes, please.
In fairness,
yeah.
when I was a kid, I read The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Mm-hmm.
And for most of my adolescence to adult life, I always thought that the Turkish delight that they talk about in Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe
Right.
sounded like the most amazing thing on the... It made children fall into magical worlds. This stuff must be phenomenal.
Yeah.
Then I find out it's like jelly candy.
Yeah, it's not that good.
With a powdered sugar top. It's like, it's fine.
Oh, this is young people, and now that I'm an old people, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Old people talk up these candies that they're favorite, but they don't realize candy's way better now than it was when you were a kid. And see, you know what I mean? Like Like, okay, we are the ones where they started getting weird with candy, but like our generation before, it's like, yeah, the best they had was Werther's and butterscotch.
That I'll
Mary Jane.
We got it way over the silent generation of the boomers.
Yeah.
We have way better candy. But I'm going to argue that candy was better when we were young. And I don't just mean from the perspective of we had young taste buds. Do you remember, and I was literally talking to a friend about this the other day.
Yeah.
Do you remember Dr. Pepper gum?
I do.
With the filling
That was the
inside?
Gusher things.
Yes.
Yeah, they had the little...
That was far and away my favorite gum. They had it in the orange crush flavor. They had it in the root beer flavor. And then they had the Gator gum. Do you remember Gator gum?
Yes.
That same thing. It had that burst of whatever goo inside. And it was probably the reason most of us have mesothelioma today. But it was amazing.
You know where my buying of Goofy gum ended? When they started coming out with gum tape. When they gave you that roll.
Really? I loved bubble tape.
I liked it too. But after that, that's when I said, enough's enough. Just give me... That's when I said, maybe I should start treating like adult gum, like Extra and Trident.
That was the day I switched to chewing gum.
You know, but I ain't going to lie. If I'm in the right mood and I walk by and I'll see a pouch of Big League Chew Grape, I'll grab that bad boy.
Oh, every time. That, and if I can find the sugar, like, okay, not sugar-free, but the sugarless Bubblicious, I think it was.
Oh, yeah.
Just, it's basically the bubble gum, but without that annoying sugar coating they put on everything.
Yeah.
That was the best gum.
Yeah.
That was like... I know it was probably full of the same chemicals everything else was, but that to me was gum purity.
I liked the ones that were like two different. They were gushers, but like the outside was like cherry or something,
Right,
but
and
the
the inside was
gusher
like
was like
grape.
watermelon or
Yeah.
something different. Yeah, I like those.
Those were fun. And yeah, I know that technology has come to a place where we could probably do all of these things, but companies flat out refuse. I have seen thousands of campaigns. I shouldn't say that. Hundreds of campaigns started to bring back. Okay, this is another obscure reach. Do you remember PB Crisps?
Yes.
They were the cookie.
Yeah.
And they had the peanut butter filling inside, and they were shaped like
Reese's,
peanuts.
if I remember
no,
right.
Planters.
They were Planters. Okay.
Planters. PB Crisps, and that was my one
They
seed
kind of
cookie.
weren't they like the size of like if again another
About yay
old
big.
like you remember the chunky bars you could get?
Oh yeah, no, they smaller than that.
Okay.
Like they were like you could have several in a handful.
Okay, I was thinking it came in like one little.
It comes in like a pouch.
Okay.
And they were amazing. Like, and I have still to this day no idea why they took them off the shelves. Maybe a lack of product. I don't know. Listeria outbreak in peanut
Is our
butter.
guest here?
Probably not.
The health council's supposed to be here.
that's
Weirdly
fun.
enough. Weirdly enough. Okay, so we'll keep talking about junk food. Well, we do. Do we want to try some
Yeah,
Oreos
yeah,
while
absolutely.
they're not here yet, but we will eat junk food while they're So-
It's on you, health council. Next time, be here on time.
So this one intrigued me.
Okay.
Apple pie a la mode.
No.
Oreos.
That sounds fantastic.
I saw that on the shelf and I said, all right, I'll give this one a dance.
Apple pie and vanilla flavor cream. Oh, you know what? That sounds awesome.
Interesting. Jocelyn, you in on that?
Like I was a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie when you said Oreo, because I was thinking, oh, I'm not down with like a bunch of heavy chocolate.
And I usually don't grab, but this one I was like,
Yeah, this okay. I'm gonna do an initial crack open.
And to be
smell
honest,
test.
maybe this is part of like you were talking about the blueberry. Maybe this is like a pie collection
Give it
where
a
there's like a blueberry one, an apple. Yeah, let me get a sniff of that snooter. Let me get a hit off that.
Let me hit that.
Oh, well, that's pleasant.
It's delightful. It's light, like
Yeah,
on the
that's
vanilla side. Like that point when you're eating pie and you put ice cream on it and it just all gooifies into one like.
Now I
chunk on your
got
plate.
since we're talking about apple pie, and this is an East Coast thing, so I don't know if you guys are gonna have done this. I think Sean, you've heard of this.
Okay, I think I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's not unpopular to take a slice of American
Cheese.
pie and put American cheese on it.
I never understood that. That makes no sense.
It is actually tasty. I don't do it unless when in Rome type thing.
Sure.
But when it's done, it's not bad. So I would highly, you're on 4. Yeah, I highly recommend it. Now, this cookie kind of looks like a vanilla what do they call them? The vanilla wafer cookie or whatever.
The golden.
The golden cookies. Yeah.
From initial smell, it's giving, I want to say Entenmann's.
Yeah.
Like apple streusel cake, is what I'm getting from it. Like initially.
Like there's a smell from the ice cream man.
Yeah.
Well, and when it's been out in the sun too long, and
maybe I don't know the spell, but it reminds me of the ice cream man.
Melted ice cream.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's just like when I smell this, I think of the ice cream man. Like all I hear is that doo 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 doo.
I'm gonna dive in here.
Yeah.
Okay. The apple is subtle.
Mm-hmm.
A little apple, a little bit of cinnamon.
It's more vanilla.
Mm-hmm.
Like you taste a lot of vanilla.
But the finish.
Mm-hmm.
The finish is very apple. That's weird. It finishes so crisp apple. Like you can taste the filling. That's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
It changes flavor.
I like it.
I do.
Apple pie and vanilla flavor cream.
I don't know if I get apple pie.
It's at the end.
Taste. Yeah. It's like when you
right.
inhale in.
I get more like Apple Jacks. If that makes sense.
That's fair. I do enjoy
the processed apple.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
To me, this tastes like if you got Applejack cereal in a core cookie form.
Yeah.
This is it.
Yeah, the apple comes
with the
like
milk
later.
and everything. It's not, to me, I'd call those Applejacks Oreos.
Yeah.
With the milk and the whole deal.
Huh.
And then on the inhale, I'm telling you, that's when you get like that.
On the ends where I get the cereal taste.
Is it? That's where I get the apple.
I get that real cereal.
And I loved Applejack.
Well, but it's the Applejacks apple cereal. It's that.
What I liked, and I don't know if they still make this, but if they do, I'm going to find it. Apple cinnamon Cheerios. I loved those.
I remember those.
They had the little pieces of like apple on
the little red dots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I guess you call it apple pieces.
It was hunks of apple when I was a kid. Things were so much bigger when you were a kid.
They're pretty good.
I'm going back for a second.
Yeah, that's a winner.
Super.
Now, in all fairness, I've had meh from Oreo. I've never had bad from Oreo.
I've had bad. Swedish Fish were not good.
Oh, see, I've never had Swedish
never
Fish.
had that
And
one.
to be honest, I wouldn't eat Swedish Fish as Swedish Fish,
Right.
let alone a cookie flavored like Swedish Fish.
No, I
Swedish
like the
Fish are-
mint flavored Oreos. Those are pretty good.
Yeah, those are good.
But you can only eat so much mint before it tastes like toothpaste.
Well, and like my real diabolical Oreo is the chocolate covered Oreo.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, that thing's delectable.
Yeah, that was
They only give you like 6 of them in a box.
That's the problem.
But they're
They put
so
giant
good.
plastic separation.
Yeah.
That's the
But-
same
they're
reason.
but they're so good.
That's the same reason I don't buy Samoas anymore.
Well,
because they have severely diminished the amount of cookies in that.
I
bag.
think they know me. I have no willpower or ability, so put less in just so I will not kill myself faster. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
Yes, you're going to charge me more. Yes, give me less.
Limited edition.
You're doing
Those
me
are
a
good.
favor.
That is society making a judgment on your life. Like, we know you're going to eat this in one sitting.
Just give him less. It's like the alcoholic at the bar. Just water it down.
RFK Jr.'s over in the corner like, just give him like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
Well,
I will say this.
We'll chat for a bit. We may have to come up with
After a second cookie.
I told you, Jocelyn.
After a second cookie, I do got to say, I don't want any more right now.
2's enough.
2's plenty.
It's a sweet cookie.
It is a very sweet cookie.
Yeah, I don't. That's not a I'm eating the whole box kind of cookie.
Right.
That's like I eat 2 and I'm like, I need to put these down because it's a lot of.
You know what though? I'm gonna go to the store and get me some milk because I bet these are
a dipper.
great in milk.
A dipper, yeah, that's a dipper. But now I really, really want to try that blueberry one. I wonder if this is like a pie collection.
I
like
don't
an apple
know.
pie,
Like,
blue.
you know who
a
did-
cherry pie one would be good.
I saw the blueberry online, and then Chris. No. John Noble.
Ah.
They were in. He said, "I found the blueberry Oreos," and he said, "Me and Crystal couldn't stop." So he was able to find him. He said he found him at the Walmart, but I looked and I could not find
Well,
him.
see, I wish I would have looked harder. I just saw these there as I was walking by. I was like, ooh, apple pie a la mode.
You know what's great for something like that when you have a product and it doesn't do so well? Big Lots.
There you go.
Miss me some Big Lots,
We
man.
don't have that
was
no
the
more.
Best for obscure products.
We are big lotless.
We are lotless. The whole land is lotless. It's a lotless, lawless land.
Can't even have lot lizards with no lots.
Oh, no lizards. No lizards. No lots. Crazy?
Oh,
Lotless
man.
lizards.
But,
What a world.
yeah, I would call that another hit in the Oreo stable of cookies. Definitely. Now I want to try honeycomb M&M. And I want to try the hazelnut. That's legit got me peaked, too. A hazelnut M&M.
Okay, so the blueberry, apparently I can order them online.
Okay.
Maybe that's going to be the route I have to
We're
take.
going to have to, but I'm not going to lie. Ordering online, I feel like it's a little like cheating.
Cheating, yeah.
Part of the fun is the hunt
Is the
of
fun,
the
is
product.
the tracking it down. I've
When you
always
go,
agreed with you on that.
There it is, the illustrious
Right.
blueberry.
You know what's where that's
Oreos.
extra special is when you're walking into like just a random store and they have like some Japanese products.
Yeah.
And you see Japanese Oreos.
Yeah.
They're on another level over there.
Yeah. Yeah, they get some. But that's how I felt about that one, because I'm literally just walking and I'm like, wow, look what we have here.
Well, how do you do?
And those are my favorite finds.
Why, yes, I will have some.
And 90% of the time they're winners. Not always. I got, if you remember, that also is the way I found those Jack Link's breakfast sausage jerky and bacon. Remember those god awful things? I got a lot. I'm not going to lie. Of all the things that were the grossest of the things I was hoping wouldn't be gross, that was the one. That was bad. All right. It is 8:26. Let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty dry over the next few days. High pressure in place, and we'll be in the mid-90s on our afternoon high. We should get sunshine. Overnight, a few clouds drifting through, upper 60s, and then a mix of sunshine and clouds on Tuesday. Upper 80s to low 90s on the high. We may start seeing some showers and thunderstorms popping back up on Wednesday, upper 80s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 74 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity's at 50%. Winds currently out of the southeast at 7 miles per hour. Sunny and 96 for a high today. South winds at around 10 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy. Overnight low 69 degrees. Southeast winds at around 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow, Tuesday, sunny skies. Expect highs near 90. So it'll be a little cooler. I like near 90. Near 90 means maybe like 89, right? That's what I'm saying, hearing. Southeast winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, we are looking at a 30% chance at showers and thunderstorms, mainly before midnight, mostly cloudy. Overnight low of 66 with south winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Wednesday, we're looking at a 20% chance at afternoon showers and thunderstorms, mostly sunny and 91 with south winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. 20% for Wednesday night as well. Partly cloudy, overnight low of 67. Thursday, also looking at a 20% chance at showers and thunderstorms for the afternoon, mostly sunny, 95 for a high. 20% Thursday night as well. Friday, also a 20% chance of rain with a high near 90. Kind of fluctuating, like 90, so we're going to get like near 90 and then 95, so it's like mid-90s and not quite 90, then kind of roller coastering this week. But looking at 20% chance of rain now this weekend. Saturday, we got a 30% chance of rain with a high of 88 on Saturday, 40% Saturday night, and a 40% chance of rain on Sunday with a high of 85. So it looks like the rain chances are lesser during the week and now increasing for the weekend. As of this moment, it's New Mexico weather. It will change. All right, it is 28 minutes after 8. Let's do this. Let's take a quick 3-minute break. And then I will come up with an interview for us to play, unless the folks from the Health Council show up in the next 3 or 4 minutes here. But we'll be back on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Hey, Roswell, trade up to a new Ford or quality pre-owned vehicle for less during the final days of the summer clearance event at Roswell Ford. Right now, save big with clearance prices on new Fords with 0% APR and make no payments for 90 days. Your friends at Roswell Ford make upgrading to a new Ford or quality pre-owned vehicle for less super fun, super fast, and super easy. If you're making payments on your current vehicle and want out early, Roswell Ford will do whatever it takes to free you from your trade, even if you owe thousands more than it's worth. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. Roswell Ford has partnered with more aggressive lenders that will push to approve your credit, even if it's less than perfect. Get huge Huge American-made savings, more for your trade, and a better buying experience. Get on board at Roswell Ford, because we'll do whatever it takes to make a deal. 821 North Main Street in beautiful Roswell. Call 575-623-3673 or online at roswellford.com. 0 APR for 48 months is $20.83 per thousand finance. Interest accrues from date of sale, subject to lender approval on select vehicles. Offers not combined.
Are you experiencing persistent symptoms like arthritis, fibromyalgia, pain, fatigue, brain fog, or respiratory issues that conventional medicine hasn't resolved? It could be due to underlying causes such as mold toxicity or autoimmune imbalances. At Roswell Medical Clinic, our functional medicine practitioners take a holistic approach, using advanced diagnostics to identify these root causes and create custom treatment plans that may include dietary changes, supplements, and detoxification protocols. Discover how functional medicine can transform your health. Contact us at 575-317-3311 or visit 111 West Hobbs to schedule your consultation.
Hi everyone, this is Melanie from Glenn's Furniture. We now carry Mayo Furniture. Not only is it proudly built in the U.S., but there are hundreds of custom options to choose from, including fabrics, top-grade leathers, nail head trim, and feet. The quality and construction stands apart from other brands in the industry, ensuring your satisfaction for years to come. Turn your living room into a reflection of your refined taste. Come see us at Glenn's on the corner of Union and Alameda in Roswell, where delivery is free since 1953.
Visit Bush Appliance in Roswell to see the Whirlpool washer with 2 ways to wash, thanks to the 2-in-1 removable agitator. With a flexible capacity so you can take the agitator out for bulky loads or keep it in for items like jeans. Shop now at Bush Appliance in Roswell and get twice the washer that you have at home. Who you gonna call? Bush Appliance in Roswell. Stop by 111 West Country Club in Roswell or call 575-622-6390.
At New Mexico Gas Company, we believe there's money hiding in your home. It's true. It's hiding in your insulation, in your water heater, and in your furnace. And New Mexico Gas Company can help you tap into that money with rebates up to $800 for high-efficiency natural gas improvements. Your energy costs will go down, and your wallet will thank you. We're New Mexico Gas Company, and we provide energy efficiency solutions to save you money. That's why we're here. Learn more at nmgcgetrebates.com.
Football is back, and Roswell Honda is celebrating with serious savings across the lot, like 4.99% APR for 48 months on all new Civic hatchback, 4.49% for 60 months on all new Pilots, and 3.49% for 60 months on new CR-V hybrid models. And score even more savings on the pre-owned lot. Don't forget, every vehicle on the lot has undergone a rigorous multi-point inspection, so you can rest assured it'll get you all the way to the end zone every time. Game day or any day, score huge savings right now at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
Some wounds need expert care to heal properly. At Artesia General Hospital's Wound Care and Hyperbaric Medicine Center, we use advanced treatments like hyperbaric oxygen therapy to help chronic wounds heal faster. If you or a loved one has a wound that won't heal, call 575-736-8235 today and take the first step toward recovery.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Astronauts are not allowed to eat beans before they go into space because passing wind in a spacesuit damages them. The suits for the astronauts. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 8:33. So Health Council will join us next hour. So we're going to play our interview we had back on the 18th with the folks from the Alzheimer's Association talking about their walk to end Alzheimer's. Had a great little conversation with them. It's about a 25-minute interview. So we're going to play that for you now. Here is Don and Katie with the Alzheimer's Association. Enjoy. Video from the Alzheimer's Association. Of course, Don and Katie back with us. Good morning, guys. How's everybody doing?
We're doing fantastic.
Everything going well? We are. I know it. November 1st. When you say it that way, sounds a ways away. But August will be over like in a week.
Yeah.
Yes. And September will shoot by. And November 1. You don't get November. October's over, and then there's November 1st. So
right. We were just talking about that.
We're like 2 months away
oh my goodness, it is coming up quick on us.
Yeah. So now is the time. Now is the time to start putting your teams together, start getting your friends, or if you already have a team, start hitting your friends up for money and because this is the hard work part. The actual November 1st, that's the day of fun. We remember. I mean, it's a little bit more than fun. It's emotional because we sad but happy. But that's the day we do this. That's the day we celebrate.
Yeah.
The real work is raising this money because, as we talk about it every time you guys are on, is I feel like before we leave this earth, they're going to have a cure for Alzheimer's. We're on the goal line. We just got to push it over. And these. I feel like we're just a couple walks of raising some more money away from saying, you know what, we've got our first white flower.
Yeah.
Or
Yes.
pinwheel.
Yeah. Exactly. The white flower is supposed to represent a cure for Alzheimer's. So, that's actually why we wanted to come and talk to you today, because we just got some news releases from the Alzheimer's Association. So I got a couple of things to chat with you guys about. I'm reading it from my phone so I don't forget. So they had the Alzheimer's Association International Conference in 2025. That was July 30th.
Okay.
So they released all of this information. So they came out with a couple of different things. So the first one was the Pointer study, which came out with an infographic that is 10 healthy habits for your brain. So there was a study done that recognized that people who are genetically at risk for Alzheimer's, because it is genetic.
They got a family history.
They have a family history. They have that gene that makes them at risk for Alzheimer's.
Okay.
There's 10 healthy habits for your brain that can lower your chance of getting it.
So keeping it dormant, so to speak.
Yeah, exactly.
I gotcha.
So those include protecting your head, like people in sports, wear helmets, different things like that. Avoid concussions and traumatic brain injuries, things like that.
Stick with ping pong, although I've seen some pretty full contact ping pong matches.
Yes. I mean, I hit my head all the time, so I'm like, I need to wear a helmet. So, challenge your mind, be curious, put your brain at work, continue education, just challenge your brain.
Keep exercising.
Yeah, keep exercising it.
Go to the gym by reading the brain gym by reading books, do
crossword puzzles, different things like that.
Sudoku on your
those are great. Or to be honest, those probably Chef Ninja and those
those stimulating
Candy
games.
Crush games.
Yes.
And all, they actually don't spend the money, but do the free ones, and those are great. I know there's and I don't know if it's still around, but I think it was called like Virtuosity. There was like an app you could do, and it was kind of like a brain thing.
Oh, okay.
And there was like little games and stuff. You just do them every day, but it's kind of like gym for your brain. And,
right, exactly, yeah. So, and then the next one is stay in school. Education reduces your risk of cognitive decline and dementia. Now, granted, the most brilliant people I know have had it, so that doesn't always work, but it does lower your risk of developing it.
This kind of increases your chances of living longer without the symptoms or developing the Alzheimer's issues and things like that.
So the next one is to eat right. Of course, that's with everything. It lowers your risk for everything. Eating healthier foods can reduce your risk for cognitive decline. Controlling your blood pressure, so making sure to eat those right foods to control your blood pressure and staying on your medications, things like that.
Which can be tricky too, especially if you have a family history of blood pressure as well too.
Correct. So being smoke-free, quitting smoking can lower the risk of cognitive decline back to levels similar to those who have not smoked. So I'm a nurse, and so every time I see a patient, stop smoking. And no matter, stop smoking. There's so much.
Nothing good comes of it.
Nothing good comes of it. And as soon as you stop smoking, the improvement that it takes, that it happens on your body, it just is so much better.
I don't know if this, I remember when I was younger or a kid that someone hit me with a stat, and I don't know if this was just, of course, I also grew up in the era of the 4 food groups, and they pretty much shot that out the window now. So, but I remember a stat that said something like, if you quit smoking today, it takes 7 years for your lungs to basically revert. Like in 7 years of smoke-free, your lungs are basically how they were before you started smoking.
Almost.
Yeah.
Not quite. I mean, there's permanent scarring and stuff there.
Sure.
So.
I mean, I imagine if you smoke for 50 years, there's going to be.
But it does improve your lifespan as soon as you stop smoking. So, and then the next one is managing diabetes. So they've linked type 2 diabetes because of the vascular changes with that, with brain health. So if you control your diabetes, you control your risk for Alzheimer's. Maintaining a healthy weight, get moving. So physical activity. Get your body moving and your brain. So use all of that kind of stuff.
Keeping things stimulated.
Yeah. And then the main thing that I wanted to touch on is sleep well. So there was a study that showed that people who have less than 6 hours of sleep a night are at a higher risk for developing Alzheimer's and dementia than
That makes
people
sense to me.
who like are sleep more than that.
That's when your
So-
body repairs and restores and takes care of itself. Is when
Yeah,
you're
so I
asleep.
feel horrible for all of my night shift people.
Yeah. Oh, I trust me. And I'm sure you've seen one or two as a nurse, but
Yeah.
I mean, my time in the military. Yeah, I did midnights for 4 years, and it took me a full 6 to 8 months.
Yeah.
Of living in a normal day, 9 to 5 type job,
Right, yeah.
to get used to that. I couldn't even look at a bed till about 3
Yeah.
in the morning for a lot of that. I mean, it was a rough 6 months of
It's rough.
adjustment. Yeah.
It's rough. I worked nights for a year, and
Yeah.
I would not go back to it. So, a couple other things. They released an app for people with Alzheimer's and dementia.
Okay.
So that is called My ALZ Journey. So it's online. There's an app for Android and Apple phones.
Okay.
So it's a free app. They can download it. They can kind of look through it. It's for the patients and their caregivers to kind of walk through like what's going on, what they can do. To
So it's kind of a what are you feeling now? This might be what's going on.
It kind of records their symptoms.
Does it help with the other side where, say, a person with dementia or Alzheimer's is having one of their episodes? Can they, in theory, use the app to maybe
That's actually a really good question.
get back with it or get?
Most of the time they don't really understand what's truly going on.
Okay.
They know something's going on with them, but that's where that 1-800 number hotline comes in. That's staffed with clinicians 24/7 to help you through those crisis moments. Yeah.
I didn't know if that was maybe evolving to something that's hey, in theory, if they're by themselves and have an episode,
Yeah, so
if they're with it enough to go to the app, that might be able to trigger them. I don't know. I'm just wondering.
So what it kind of focuses on, it's personalized content based on who you are, either the individual or the care partner, your location, your age at the time of diagnosis. So there's early age onset, late onset, things like that. So step-by-step help, guidance for adjusting.
Kind of like a journal of what to expect and what, because I'm going to take a stab. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I would say, I've had a lot of cancer, but not a lot of Alzheimer's, dementia in my family. But I could imagine that the biggest issue for everyone is not knowing what's coming next.
Right.
Whereas, we all know what the end game is. We all know at some point it's not going to be good. But, okay, is that a month from now? Is that 10 years from now? Is that tomorrow? What are we talking about?
Right.
And is it going to be, one day it's not working, or is it just going to be gradually, where it's so subtle we don't notice it, and after a year it's just night and day different. But as you're there, you know what I mean. A lot of people don't know how they go, and so I imagine the app really gives that. Okay, this is kind of the process, and that sure, it's not going to solve necessarily the problems, but if you at least know where you're going, that's for the caregiver and for probably your own self, as the patient.
Yeah.
At least you know what's going on.
And it gives you
understand
step-by-step instructions and guidance on how to be as an independent for as long as possible.
Sure.
So to remain in your home, because obviously that's the goal. Do you want to remain in your home as
and
long
I
as
imagine
possible?
that's the biggest fight you're having with the patient is when in their brain they think they're still capable of living on their own.
Right, yeah.
And they don't see all that's going on that proves they cannot. And that's probably the biggest fight. And that's where I imagine, depending on the type of dementia, that's where you start seeing the darkness, the anger, the resentment,
everybody's different, so it's going to present in different ways with each person.
Yeah.
So it's just and it progresses at a different speed. Like my dad has had it for 15 years now, and he's still alive. My mom is taking care of him at home, and but Dawn's wife passed away. How long did she?
9 years.
9 years.
From diagnosis to.
Yeah. So and there's some people who get diagnosed pretty late in their stages, and they only last a few years.
Right.
So
I would imagine early detection is the key to longer quality of life.
Absolutely,
Correct.
especially now because we have 2 new FDA-approved drugs that are for the treatment of Alzheimer's disease in the early stages.
Sure.
So that's when they're approved. So that's been released in the last couple of years, and so that's super exciting. But what's even more exciting is here in New Mexico at UNM, The researchers just received a $1 million grant at UNM for the clinical trial for a vaccine.
Oh, cool.
So it's kind of, yeah.
That's
like,
one
so
step.
Excited.
That's like we're like a step away from having a vaccine to in essence abolish Alzheimer's.
Yeah. So I'm going to nerd out for you on you for
Nerd
just
away.
a second. So the drugs.
Let me push my glasses.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So the drugs that are approved right now attack the amyloid betas.
Okay.
So that produces part of what's causing the symptoms in Alzheimer's. I'm going to kind of simplify it for you.
Okay.
So that there's two parts to Alzheimer's: the amyloid betas that we have treatment for. So in the early stages, we have two drugs that have been proven to slow down the production. Yeah. So I actually just went to Washington, D.C. in June as a national advocate on Capitol Hill and all this stuff. And so we got this update, and we got to see someone address a room of 1,100 people that was diagnosed with Alzheimer's 10 years ago and has been on this new FDA drug. He was part of the clinical trial. He's been on this drug for 10 years. Wow. And so he's a normal functioning
And so he's not having any major symptoms of his dementia.
He was able to address this room. And I was just like, oh my gosh,
remaining
this is
dormant
amazing.
or whatever you're going to call that. Yeah.
It's slowed down the progression. It's stopped the progression. He still has the disease. But so that's one side.
But it's not spreading
but
or
it's not spreading. It's
evolving.
Not advancing.
Yeah.
He's still able to take care of himself. He's still able to do all the things. So that's one side of it.
That's amazing.
So what UNM is doing, they're going to attack the tau tangles. That's the other part of it.
Okay.
So the tau tangles are like the other pathophysiology part of Alzheimer's disease.
Okay.
So what they're trying to do is follow the same kind of pathway that they did with the drugs for the amyloid.
Okay.
And use it to develop a vaccine for the tau.
Gotcha.
And so they're going to start in 2026, in early 2026, admitting people to their clinical trial. So they're beginning the phases and all of that kind of stuff. And so UNM just got designated as an Alzheimer's research or Alzheimer's disease research center.
So we might have some locals that be able to take advantage of this treatment as an option once the program fully opens
absolutely.
up.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's so cool. I don't know any of the details about the clinical trial. I just know it just got released.
So will this vaccine or testing of it be for people that have not been diagnosed but have a family history, or people that have already been diagnosed?
So the clinical trial, like I said, I don't know much about the indications or anything like that. You'd have to look into that through UNM. But I would assume there's requirements for having the diagnosis, making sure that the diagnosis is present on these participants in the clinical trial. To make sure that they can see if it's effective or not. Yeah.
And then once they do that, then they probably, assuming they get the good results and things they want, and then it's open to everybody and anybody and go.
The initiative is called Part the Cloud Initiative. It's part of this huge research funding project by the Alzheimer's Association. So they just received $1 million from the Alzheimer's Association at UNM
that is so cool.
to work on this clinical trial. So the fact that we're able to be a part of fundraising with our walk to end Alzheimer's, we're getting so close.
It kind of makes that point, like you said, this is what we're saying. It is so important that on November 1st, you're out here at Rustic K, walking around and doing, participating in this, raising this money. If you can put your teams together and raise $500 or whatever it is we can get you to help do, that would be amazing because, like I said, we're literally people that are on this earth today, I can safely say are going to be cured for Alzheimer's.
Yes, absolutely.
We're that close.
We're so close. And there's this sense of urgency behind the Alzheimer's Association and their press for fundraising and research. And their 10-year vision is to see Alzheimer's being not like necessarily a death sentence, but a chronic condition that's managed that you don't die from.
If we get a vaccine, I mean, it could turn into polio, where it's like it went from this epidemic.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we're not quite there, but you know what I mean.
Right, absolutely,
to now, people like, when's the last time you knew someone with polio?
Exactly,
and it's like, and you got to think of like Franklin Roosevelt.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
And you're like,
Pretty much.
I got no one else.
Sorry, that was before I was born.
You know what I mean? And so that would be great.
Yeah, absolutely.
If we're talking about Alzheimer's the same way, oh yeah, my great grandfather had that.
Yeah, exactly.
Back in 25, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So super exciting. And then one more thing, they just the FDA just approved some biomarker testing, and what that does, it's a blood test like you screen for a CBC, CMP, things like that. So it's a blood test that will detect the biomarkers.
Gotcha.
So the amyloid plaques and the tau tangles, all of that kind of stuff. And so what they're trying to get is CMS to approve the fund, or like to approve that.
Okay.
Those biomarker testing, so that providers can use that as a screening tool.
Sure.
To detect it before symptoms present, because with these biomarker testing, they can actually detect the presence of Alzheimer's disease 10 years before
So they can
symptoms
kind of tell you if it's
present.
going to happen or not.
Yeah,
basically.
exactly.
And that means you can start some kind of a pre-treatment.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's
and
almost
prevent
like
it.
when you think of the breast cancer. And,
Right,
and,
exactly.
You know,
All
the
the
mastectomy
genetics.
is a kind of a, this is basically Alzheimer's version of a mastectomy.
Right, yeah, exactly.
That's kind of what
so,
we're talking
so
about
they're
here, you
they're
know?
looking at the genetics. They're looking at, and all of this research is only possible with the funds that we raise through
That's
the
right.
Walk to End Alzheimer's.
Sure.
It's
That's why we
it's the
walk.
biggest fundraiser.
This is why it's so important.
Yeah, it's for awareness, but it's also for funds. And so the key is to get our teams registered prior to November 1st, because this year it's going to look a little bit different. We're going to have wristbands for our walkers. So that's a new thing this year. And so we're encouraging everyone to register beforehand.
Please, yes.
Register beforehand. Like get your teams going, get your funds in.
Yeah.
If you raise $100 personally, you get a walk t-shirt. And then there's a whole bunch more prizes for champions, grand champions.
We want you to have fun with it. We want you to challenge each other and get
absolutely.
a little competitive and see if form your team and see if you can raise more than the other team. Because at the end of the day, all this money is going back to getting us our first white flower, which is our first person that has been cured of Alzheimer's.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what
I
we're looking for.
I just see it happening in the next 10 years. So I'm so excited.
It would be the biggest thing, and you don't realize how many, and then your family's probably one of them, because it is such a big, that if you're listening out there, if we always talk about cancer in this way. Alzheimer's is almost the same way. If you yourself aren't directly, there's usually someone in your family tree or in your circle that is impacted by Alzheimer's, and unfortunately they all in the same right now. And there's no matter what you do, say, think, or what you try to do, it's all going to end the same. And we are so close. That's why November 1st is so important.
Mm-hmm.
Please start signing. If you haven't done it now, sign your teams up. Especially if your family's been directly impacted by dementia and Alzheimer's.
And if you still have one of those loved ones that is living with the disease, we want you out there on Walk Day, because our blue flowers, that's what we call our blue flowers, are those people living with the disease.
They're the ones fighting.
They're
right
the
now.
ones fighting. So for the longest time, my dad has been the only blue flower out there. And I would love to see so many more blue flowers on our Walk Day.
Well, there is strength in numbers. And for, I like trying to think of me personally, like if doctor told me tomorrow I've been diagnosed with Alzheimer's, how I would react and how would I think about that. And, especially in those parts where you're still cognizant, that's a lot to take in.
That's
and
right.
there is strength in numbers. When you get to meet other people going through it and experiencing what you're doing, that does give you a little resiliency and gives you, there's always that thing that when we do things that suck, it doesn't suck as bad as when we do it with other people.
Right,
if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
It kind of does create that same effect. And to be honest, it gives them inspiration. And to be honest, the healthier you are with dementia, the better you're probably going to fight the battle and have a better quality of life. So
absolutely.
keeping them engaged, keeping them active mentally and physically, healthy and everything else, these are cornerstones to having your family member around for the next 10 years versus the next 2 2 years.
Right.
And that's
Absolutely.
what we're talking about.
Yeah, so that's our goal for November 1st is just to raise awareness and raise money and have fun, and got lots of stuff planned for that day.
Well, I mean, and like we said, we're so close.
Yes.
If you're just if you're diagnosed in the last year, I feel like keep fighting. You might be the one we get this vaccine
Absolutely.
for.
Absolutely.
Hang in there.
Yeah,
Keep going.
Absolutely.
You
Do
could
all
be
the
there.
things to keep your brain healthy. Work, do all of that kind of stuff. And hopefully we'll see.
It is. And
see
to
them
be
out there.
honest, because the medicine's so good, if you're getting hit early with this and they're giving you the meds, I'm telling you, we can keep you going until we find
absolutely. It's been
the meds
proven.
are good enough to now where you can have quality of life
Right. Yeah.
for years.
Yeah, I've seen it. It was just baffling to me when I was able to see this person that's lived with the dementia or with Alzheimer's for 10 years and has been on these drugs, and he's just trucking along like normal.
And all of that happens because we walk around and out in November and doing this thing across the country at different places.
Yeah.
So please sign up, be a part of the Walk to End Alzheimer's. If you don't live here and you just have to be listening, find the one in your community near you.
There are several. There's actually, I think there's like 9 in New Mexico. Last year, the Roswell Walk, I'm so excited to share this. The Roswell Walk was the only walk in New Mexico to meet their fundraising goal.
Awesome.
And that's with the fact that we had a change in staff. We had the flood that we had to postpone.
We did get a few obstacles thrown in our path here.
And we have a strong committee, and we just have an amazing team, and we were able to pull it off. And I'm just so excited. We were actually 6th in the nation for this year for our sponsorship level. So we were 6th out of the whole country for the amount of sponsorships that we have. So we're just so excited to put Roswell on the mark for being a top fundraiser for Alzheimer's.
We thank people that they rally the troops, rally the support, and keep doing this. Those folks that year after year, they're out there, no matter how cold or hot it is, because it's November 1st. It could go either way.
Yeah. I think we've had both. It starts off like super cold in the morning.
Right.
By the end, we're in short sleeves.
You're in parkas at the beginning, and literally in shorts and T-shirts by
exactly.
noon. Yeah,
it's New Mexico. What can we expect?
We'll see if we can get the cranes to do a flyby.
Oh, there we go. That'd be perfect.
There you go.
As long as they keep the cocoa, don't dump it on you as you go by.
There you go.
But please, mark November 1st at the Rust Decay Complex. That's going to be this year's Walk to End Alzheimer's here for Roswell. If you go to alz.org, which is the national website, there's a link there that says find a walk near you. Type in Roswell or 88201, whatever.
Right, exactly.
And then it should be the thing that pops right up. And then you can either contribute to a team or create your own team, whatever you want to do. Maybe do both. Maybe find your friend's team, throw them some money, and then go start your own team.
Yeah, and the website actually has really awesome tools. Like if you're like, I have no idea what to do for fundraising. There's ideas, there's tips, there's flyers. It's already done.
How to get the word out, like through your social medias and what have you.
All you do is copy a link. It does the work for you. You just have to click a button.
Yeah.
So it's so easy and just so impactful.
And I feel like we're so close. Like I would love to be alive. I'm in my 50s. I would love to be on this earth when I see that thing on the news saying we have our first white flower. This person has been diagnosed with reversal of the Alzheimer's disease. That would be an amazing thing.
I'm hoping and praying that's soon.
We're so close. I would love to see it. We're quite frankly, we don't need purple shirts no more because no one has this. It's all gone the way of the dodo, and we don't need to do it anymore.
That would be
you don't
amazing.
see a walked-in polio anywhere near guy because we beat it.
Yes.
That's what we want Alzheimer's to be.
Yeah, and we're getting so close. So
let's knock out cancer while we're at it.
Right? Let's do it. Let's do all the things.
Since we're on that kick here.
The things.
But alz.org. If you type in Alzheimer's Association Roswell, there is a local page there that I highly recommend. And by the way, we're talking about the fundraising. If you're newly diagnosed or if you're looking for resources, please go there as well. That's the other side. When we're not busy raising money and everything, we're trying to find resources for families, places for information, places for resources, places to help them and make their lives better. Education, knowledge is always power in the world of unknown, to keeping you at least abreast of exactly what you're going through and what we can do to make that transition or make that journey as easy as possible.
Yeah, that 24/7 hotline is 1-800-272-3900.
Yep. call it and please get involved, and then we'll see you on November 1st.
Yeah.
Of course, you guys will be in between now and then to remind everybody.
Yep,
but
absolutely.
ALZ.org, don't delay. Let's start getting it. And I don't want you to miss out on the chance to say, hey, I was a part of the curing of the Alzheimer's. You don't hurry up, you're going to miss the boat. So
yeah,
get in there
exactly.
now.
Yeah. Now's the time.
There you go.
Now's the time.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so
Appreciate
much.
it. And we'll see you later. We'll see you, Don, in another hat here pretty soon.
Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday.
Wednesday. got better late.
I always say I want to be like Don when I grow up.
Well, you know what, Don, I'm tired just hearing about Don's schedule. He's the busiest retired man I know.
On air and online, this is Roswell's home for talk radio. KEND Roswell.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. Salvadoran national Kilmar Abrego Garcia is facing potential deportation to Uganda after surrendering today to immigration authorities in Baltimore. The alleged MS-13 gang member has pleaded not guilty to human smuggling. About 100 supporters turned out for a morning rally as Abrego Garcia showed up at that ICE facility in Baltimore. As of today, some of the more than 2,000 National Guard troops helping to keep the peace in Washington, D.C. are armed, and President Trump is thinking about coming to the aid of law enforcement in some other major American cities.
Over the weekend, the president threatened to expand his military deployments to more Democratic-led cities, something he also talked about last Friday.
I think Chicago will be our next, and then we'll help with New York.
The president claimed on social media that after only 1 week, there is no crime or violence in D.C. Meanwhile, some National Guard units patrolling the nation's capital are now carrying firearms. Greg Clugston, Washington.
And the president's also talking about possibly launching a federal crime crackdown in Baltimore. Republican Senator Eric Schmidt urging states dealing with a crime problem to ask the DOJ for a hand.
You've got an administration now that wants to provide help, and you can do that even in places like Missouri, even though Democrats, represent St. Louis, they represent Kansas City, they represent Chicago, they represent New York. I think if you're creative and you care about these things, you can be part of the solution. And now we've got a new U.S. attorney who, by the way, worked for me when I was AG, that's coming in, and to do everything that we can.
The senator from Missouri speaking with the Salem Radio Network. Watching Wall Street this morning, stocks are mixed. The Dow is down about 217 points, while the NASDAQ is up 31, the S&P 10 points lower. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals, too.
Call 866-755-5300. That's 866-755-5300. Again, that's 866-755-5300. Call us right now.
Fierce fighting between Ukrainian and Russian forces continues in the contested Donbas region of eastern Ukraine. It's a focal point of ongoing diplomacy and efforts to end the war.
The strikes continue both on the front line in the east, in the south of Ukraine, and across the country. Overnight, Russia launched against Ukraine over 100 drones. And it's still considered to be quite small-scale attack compared to the previous ones, but there is no end in sight for now. And also, Russia, it assesses the situation that it is winning on the front line right now. And if it is winning, there is no point for the Russian side to negotiate.
That's the BBC's Jana Bestrichuk. Typhoon Kajiki has brought strong winds, heavy rains to southern China, and now it's bearing down on Vietnam. News and analysis, townhall.com. The United States falls one win short of its 7th straight title at the Little League World Series.
Lin Chin-Saw retired the first 13 batters he faced and allowed just 1 hit in 5 innings as Taiwan beat Nevada 7-0 in the Little League World Series Championships, ending a 29-year title drought for the Taiwanese. The right-hander also hit a bases-clearing triple in Taiwan's 5-run 5th inning. Taiwan won its first Little League World Series since 1996. Nevada was appearing in its first championship game. I'm Gethin Coolbaugh.
Keurig Dr. Pepper plans to buy Peet's coffee owner JDE Peet's. It's an $18 billion deal. When the acquisition goes through, the company plans to split into 2 entities, one focusing on coffee, the other on beverages, including Dr. Pepper and Canada Dry. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The Cavalier, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Tres inviernos.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Monday.
Aye.
It's not fun to say. It's not fun to be at.
But we are deep in the throes of high school football season, so that's exciting.
Yeah, and got some victories. So at least it's a victory Monday.
Tis a victory Monday, and week 2 is fast approaching. I'm trying to pull up the old schedule here so I can take
He went
a
British.
look. I did. Schedule. All right, we got the Bulldogs.
Well, and the football of which he speaks is American variety. Yes. So we'll better clarify there if we're going schedule.
The Bulldogs doing their home opener at the Bulldog Bowl, facing off against the Eagles of Hobbs. You got your Goddard Rockets taking on Carlsbad at Carlsbad. That's on Friday evening. And then on Friday evening as well, Roswell at Alamogordo.
So nobody at the Wool Bowl this weekend?
Nobody at the Wool Bowl this weekend.
That's weird.
I know.
I thought there was always somebody at the
I always thought that way too, but apparently not this weekend.
Keeping it dark.
Ghost town at the Wool Bowl.
It is odd that Goddard's first 2 games have been road games.
Yeah, that is odd. I'm surprised that's not here.
Mm-hmm.
There's a conspiracy at the high school football leagues.
Yeah. And Carlsbad, well, they got a new Jumbotron, so maybe they're showing that off.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe that's what it is.
They're all fancy with their big screens.
Yeah, they went. They too now have the Jumbotron. So you know what that means. Pressure's on. Roswell.
We'll get our Jumbotron right around 2037.
All the neighbors got them.
Right around the time they're beaming the games into our heads via satellite signals. That's when Roswell High will get its Jumbotron.
Have they put air conditioning in the booth yet?
I haven't been up there to tell you.
I haven't either. I know they got heat, but I don't think they got air conditioning.
I hope so. I mean, when you're in southeastern New Mexico, you know this season's going to start early.
Well,
it's not going to get cold.
In all
right
fairness,
away.
October you don't need it, but August you sure do need it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Most of September, you need it.
I'm telling you, that first Friday game in August in the Wool Bowl, it's
sticky.
It's not pleasant in those boxes.
Mm-hmm.
So. Unless they put AC in since then. It's been a minute since I've been in there.
I got to imagine they have. I'm
using the confines of Jocelyn can report. Do they have AC now? Good for them.
Good.
That
for
was
them.
just not pleasant.
Well, and the good news is, I mean, you're only going to use it for like maybe a month and a half out of the year, so it's going to maintain its quality. It's going to be like new for a decade.
Or it's like the car that sat for 7 months and didn't run.
Right.
Or you just borrow parts off of it to go fix something
That's
else
right.
or to
It was
do
just
other things.
Cannibalize off it until
Right.
it's time to use it. It's like it's missing like everything but the button.
But the children needed it.
We didn't think you needed that vent right now.
Yeah. Well, good. I'm glad they got air conditioning. That's thank goodness. It is 2025 after all. I mean, come on.
We have the technology.
We have the abilities.
Theoretically, the budget.
You're asking for so much.
But I'm telling you, if Carlsbad, Artesia got one, Hobbs America's got one, they're going to need a Jumbotron because all the cool kids are getting them. Just saying.
See, Roswell has a certain vintage about it.
It's patina.
Patina, exactly. It's a certain coat of rust that Roswell has developed that it's sort of proud of. You don't want to shake that off too quickly. Parts might fall off.
I am so afraid to say what's in my head.
Well, I will say this: if you want to have an adventure in an evening, go hang out in the visitors' press box at the Wool Bowl. The one on the other side.
Oh yeah, the one that
those little 2-room special over there. That
red-headed stepchild of the broadcast
homeless
industry.
people may or may not have lived in. I'm not sure.
Right. Oh, those locks aren't great. I mean, it's just got one of those slide locks from the hotel.
Yeah, I don't know. But, that one's a little archaic.
Mm-hmm.
Now, again, I ain't been in it in a minute, but when I was in it a minute, it was dungeon-esque.
Right.
So.
But you would think by now that they wouldn't have the discrepancy between the home and the visitors as much as they do.
Yeah.
Especially with all the Roswell Goddard games. I mean, one of those teams is going to be in that box.
And to be honest, 99% of the time that box isn't used. They have enough to put them on the other side.
Yeah.
Usually the visitor and the home. The only time it gets tricky is when we have a Roswell Goddard or if we have a team that comes to town that has multiple crews that cover them, radio stations and things. That's because basically if you have more than one visiting radio, then we got to send them across to the other box. And then there's been times where we're a couple of years ago, we were like, we're sucking up half the space with our 2 video crews, and we'll just go over there and let you guys have this. So that's how I know how you.
I'll throw
what it's
myself
like
onto
over there.
the spear.
But it's only a problem when it's a highly covered school that comes to town, or say you have a championship game there, then you're going to have to dip into that box over there.
Well, it's not just that. I mean, the stands need to be updated so that the quality is the same on both sides.
Sure.
Because again, I mean, it's the Goddard and Roswell home stand, which means one side belongs to one side at one point every year.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you that the visitor side press box has installed fans. They have Jesus on one side and the First United Methodist logo on the other.
Oh my!
But I'm just saying, the pressure's going to be on to get a Jumbotron now.
Where would you put? I mean, that's the problem. The Bulldog Bowl is kind of self-contained. I haven't been to Carlsbad's in a while, but I imagine it's the same thing, kind of self-contained. The Wool Bowl is very open. It's not very bowl.
Well, you could. It would obviously go in one of the end zones, whether it's the locker room side or the other side. I'm not.
I would think.
I would think locker room.
Yeah, wherever you have the scoreboard. So you
scoreboards on the locker room side.
Yeah,
2 scoreboards. I'm trying to think. Is there one on
2 scoreboards, but the big one is on the locker room.
Yeah,
side.
the big one's on the locker room side.
So that's where I would say it would go, and then put the locker room side on the other side.
Right in between the big yellow bars when they kick a field goal, pops right in the middle of that bad boy.
There goes that screen.
They pop that out, put another one in.
I'm curious. Do they still have the troughs in the men's room? That's what I'm curious about.
They don't let me in there. You know what I'm saying? I don't unless I have a reason, and
It's
don't.
like one step above the ice in the trough. It was long trough.
My free time, I like to hang out in high school locker rooms.
No, not the locker. I'm sure the locker rooms are nice. I'm talking about the men's rooms.
Oh, it was the bathroom.
Yes.
I'm always here.
Somehow this took a wrong direction here.
It always does with me.
See, you can't ask me because I'm always here. When there's a game, I'm in this room monitoring things. That's where I'm always at.
Well, I'll be honest. I haven't been actively at the Wool Bowl since high school. So
I'm always the man behind the curtain. Don't look at him. That's where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Landmark just took down their big billboards over by Wakefield.
Yeah.
And it's like they could have taken those 2 billboards and put them at the Wool Bowl. That would have been a great use of resources.
There you go.
Recycling at its finest.
There you go.
Hint, hint.
You don't take hints well around here.
I know.
What is it? It's 9. Probably should get the hour going. I'm reckoning here.
Mike's reckoning. He's fixing to start figuring.
Let me get to my ciphering. I got to take my shoes off for that. That's right.
On the Carrie's out.
But Carrie Moore is going to join us here from the Chaves County Health Council in just a few minutes, and we'll chit-chat about as we shift to fall and what they do in the fall. So we'll talk all about that, get an update from Carrie here. Later on the hour, we'll get you up to date with news of the local variety, Wall Street business update, try to slip in a Cowboys report. Now that preseason's over, we got like 2 more weeks before football again, so because they don't do anything this weekend. So will be a bunch of fantasy drafts, and then next week we'll start football up. So they take the Labor Day weekend off. But college fires up this weekend.
Yeah.
So you got that. But as far as NFL goes, so we'll crowbar a Cowboys report because guess what? We're all Super Bowl champions right now. Everybody can go to the Super Bowl right now. Next week, not so much, but this week we're all Super Bowl champions. So. All right, 9:15. Let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty dry over the next few days. High pressure in place, and we'll be in the mid-90s on our afternoon high. We should get sunshine. Overnight, a few clouds drifting through, upper 60s, and then a mix of sunshine and clouds on Tuesday. Upper 80s to low 90s on the high. We may start seeing some showers and thunderstorms popping back up on Wednesday, upper 80s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 79 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity at 41% with winds out of the south at 8 miles per hour. 96 and sunny for our high today with south winds at around 10 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy. Overnight low of 69 degrees with southeast winds at around 10 miles per hour. Tuesday, sunny, highs near 90 tomorrow. So that means 89, but it's not going to be 89. But when I hear near 90, I'm like, well, just say 89. That sounds way better. Southeast winds at around 10 to 15 miles per hour. Then, beginning tomorrow night, we're starting to see rain chances show up in the weather forecast. 30% chance at showers Tuesday evening, mainly before midnight. Mostly cloudy, overnight low of 66 with southeast winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Wednesday, a 20% chance at afternoon showers, mostly sunny, 91 for a high. Wednesday night, a 20% chance at showers before midnight, partly cloudy, 67. 20% chance at afternoon showers Thursday, mostly sunny and 95. A 20% chance of rain Thursday night as well. Friday, 20% chance at afternoon showers and thunderstorms, mostly sunny and 90 for a high. A 30% for Friday night. And then the weekend, our chances do increase. 30% for Saturday during the day, partly cloudy, 88 for a high. A 40% chance of rain Saturday night with an overnight low of 64, and a 40% chance at showers on Sunday, partly cloudy, 85 for a high there. So now, granted, we've got like 4 or 5 days between now and this weekend. You know how that goes. It's either chances are going to dissipate, it turn into 10% or nothing, or it's going to turn into the Moab of storms. It's one or the other. So that's what we're looking at. All right, it is 18 minutes after 9. We're going to take about a 3.5-minute break, and then Carrie will join us here from the Chaves County Health Council on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Hey Roswell, trade up to a new Ford or quality pre-owned vehicle for less during the final days of the summer clearance event at Roswell Ford. Right now, save big with clearance prices on new Fords with 0% APR and make no payments for 90 days. Your friends at Roswell Ford make upgrading to a new Ford or quality pre-owned vehicle for less super fun, super fast, and super easy. If you're making payments on your current vehicle and want out early, Roswell Ford will do whatever it takes to free you from your trade, even if you owe thousands more than it's worth. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. Roswell Ford has partnered with more aggressive lenders that will push to approve your credit, even if it's less than perfect. Get huge American-made savings, more for your trade, and a better buying experience. Get on board at Roswell Ford, because we'll do whatever it takes to make a deal. 821 North Main Street in beautiful Roswell. Call 575-623-3673 or online at roswellford.com. 0 APR for 48 months is $20.83 per thousand finance. Interest accrues from date of sale, subject to lender approval on select vehicles. Offers not combined.
Bush Appliance presents Adventures with Spinal Tap.
Now this Maytag right here, this is something very special. If you can see, look close. The numbers, they all go to 11.
Oh, yeah.
Look right across the board.
Oh, yeah, I see that.
Yeah, most go to 10, exactly.
So does this mean it's better?
Well, it's one better, isn't it? It's not 10.
Okay.
You see, most blokes will be cleaning at 10 all the way up. You're on 10. Where do you go from there?
I don't know.
Well, nowhere. Nowhere's where you go. So what we do at Bush Appliance, we want the extra little push over the cliff. You know what we do?
You put it up to 11.
We put it up to 11, exactly.
So why doesn't Maytag just make 10 better and make that be the top number and make that one just a little bit better?
Well, these Maytags go to 11.
This has been Adventures in Spinal Tap, brought to you by Bush Appliance. Stop by 111 West Country Club Road in Roswell or call 575-622-6390. Are you experiencing persistent symptoms like arthritis, fibromyalgia, pain, fatigue, brain fog, or respiratory issues that conventional medicine hasn't resolved? It could be due to underlying causes such as mold toxicity or autoimmune imbalances. At Roswell Medical Clinic, our functional medicine practitioners take a holistic approach, using advanced diagnostics to identify these root causes and create custom treatment plans that may include dietary changes, supplements, and detoxification protocols. Discover how functional medicine can transform your health. Contact us at 575-317-3311 or visit 111 West Hobbs to schedule your consultation.
Pecos Valley Broadcasting has immediate entry and experience level and radio and live stream video sales executive positions open in Artesia and Carlsbad. You'll work with our amazing team to build and maintain accounts and dive into advertising and marketing promotions. Experience in sales is preferred and bilingual opportunities are available. Base guarantee plus bonuses and commissions. Apply now. Email your details or resume to hireme@pvbcradio.com. Take your career to the next level with Pecos Valley Broadcasting, an equal opportunity employer.
Drive into the sunset during the end of summer sales event at Roswell Nissan. Now through the end of the month, get 0% APR for up to 60 months on a great selection of vehicles, including all 2025 Nissan Murano, Rogue, and Pathfinder. Find huge savings on the pre-owned lot, too. And every vehicle on the lot has undergone a multi-point inspection, so you can rest assured knowing your next ride is ready for whatever the road of life throws your way. The end of summer sales event on now at Roswell Nissan, 2111 West 2nd.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. China has more English speakers than the United States. They have more Chinese speakers, too. Here's Mike Winters.
Very true. Look it up. Good morning. It is 22 minutes after 9 o'clock. And joining us in studio this morning from the Chavez County Health Council, Carrie Moore back with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
How's life in your world this morning?
Busy. I love the fall.
It's always busy. Like everything gets new programs and things that were kind of take summers off all start firing back up, and then it's just a busy time of year.
Yeah, it was kind of weird because last year being my first year with the Health Council on a full blown scale,
right?
I didn't know what to expect. So every fall we're always just busy. Everything's pumping out, and then the winter hits, and it's just like, okay, well, we don't have a whole lot going on. So we'll just kind of like mellow out. And then it's like hit again because now you're back in planning processes. And so the spring is just hard and fast and heavy. And then the summer comes and it's like nothing again. It's like, well, I say that, but that health expo takes a lot to put together.
That is a Herculean effort, and takes yourself and all the volunteers with the Health Council, all hands on deck to pull off. And And they do a great job, just like this year, another successful health expo at the mall this year. And despite new obstacles or new pieces in the puzzle, another great event. So,
yeah. And actually, I think this one was our biggest turnout since we've had it in the last 7 years. So
yeah. So we're going to do it in more public places. Like it's going to be, we're going to spin the wheel, but it's going to be maybe at your house. We're going to do a raffle, and it could be somebody's house. We're just
it's going to have to be a really big house.
And this year's will be at the Johnson home. Let's go.
And the Johnsons have a pool.
That's right. They got a Blackstone. All right, we'll be all right.
There we go.
How many bathrooms? 2.
Yeah.
We'll put some porta potties on the front yard.
But not just any porta potty. We want the refrigerated trailer porta potty.
Exactly.
Because it's the summer, it's hot.
And you got to be healthy.
Right.
And if you're hot pooing, then it's not.
Oh, you always have to take it one step too far.
I do. I draw the line. So, but anyway, but I kid, of course. But yeah, so yeah, it does take a Herculean effort. But I understand exactly. There's that ebb and flow, that hurry up and wait type mindset where it's either oasis, dry desert, or it's a hurricane going on.
Yeah. Well, and since we are kind of like funded through, we have a grant through the Department of Health, so we always ramp everything up in July.
Sure.
To start planning and processing and trying to get everything together on what it is we're going to do for the year.
Sure. Well, that's plus when we go back to the fall, that's when people connect with people again. So now it's a chance to get with families and kids. And all right, how's your health? What are you taking care of? Is all your needs being met? What can we do to do that?
Yeah. Well, and speaking of kids, this year we created the very first ZAG business fair.
Yeah.
Which is going fantastic. We had we did our first meeting this past week.
Yeah.
We had 22 kids show up. We did a full presentation on how to create a business plan, how to do your marketing, product development. These kids' brains were just the wheels. You could see them spinning and turning. And they're like, oh, wow. And, they all came in with an idea what they thought they were going to make.
That's what I was going to ask you. Is like when these kids came in, did they kind of have a product in their head or a widget or whatever?
They had an idea. And then when they left, they're like, okay, no, we got to redo this. Because, just like regular competition, you don't know what your neighbors are going to do.
Sure.
And so it's like if everybody's the same product, nobody's going to sell anything. So you got to get creative on it. And there was some wheels turning.
It's just like the Health Expo, we can't have 12 food stands all selling breakfast burritos. We gotta mix it up a little bit.
Exactly. Yeah. So next week, which is I guess this week, boy, where did the time go?
Pretty soon it'll be last week.
I know. So this week we're doing our Shark Tank. So the kids actually are going to come and
make their
products.
presentations. Okay.
Yeah. So
do you have like your panels like one kind of mean one real nice one, kind of like the actual Shark Tank?
I told him I would be in there, that I was not the mean one, and then I said I'm lying. I am.
Yeah.
But no, what we're going to do is we're going to use our sponsors.
Okay.
They're going to be our panel.
Gotcha.
And so the kids will come and do the presentations to them, and then we'll go through and evaluate it. One of the things that we decided to do differently was when I was researching business fairs for kids, it was basically, give me $25 and we'll give you some space so you can sell stuff.
Gotcha.
So it was kind of like a racket, right? They weren't teaching them anything. They weren't doing anything. They were just collecting money off
It's like
the
here,
kids.
give an opportunity and you run with it or sink with it. And probably because you know nothing about this, probably going to sink with it. Yeah.
Right. So we decided to do it the other way. We were like, okay, well, we'll get the investors. And so when they do their pitches, people are going to invest in their companies. So they'll get startup money.
Yeah, and it's real money. It's
and
real.
It's going to be real money.
Yeah, this is. It's kind of like the Easy Bake Oven. They get a real cake at the end.
Right. Yeah, we told them, it's up to $100. It will vary depending on what your product is and your pitches. So not everybody's going to walk out with $100. But yeah, this way it was fair game for everybody to be able to participate because it takes money to make money.
Absolutely.
And some people just don't have that extra $10 to buy the product to be able to go and start selling or making something.
Yeah.
So it's like, no, let's just make it fair across the board.
And it really does teach these young men and women the other side of business. Like when we talk about we all know restaurants, the stats that 99% of them or 90% fail in the first year. It's because the people have the passion for the food and making the thing, but they don't know the first thing about payroll or menu cost or any of the other financial side where these young men and women are going to taste that from the jump. They're getting it from the beginning. Okay, yeah, you have this amazing product. How do we turn this amazing product into something that every household has to have? And that's what they're learning.
Needs versus wants, and how to make them actually stand out, and so that somebody will take it.
Yeah, that's the part that they're getting to learn. And so it's like, okay, you've already got the dream. How do we make the dream into a reality? And that's the creamy middle that really. And so I'm hoping, if we see more of these kind of programs, and those numbers you hear about restaurants and stuff start flipping, because they're like, no, they've got a better sounder business plan going in each time doing this.
Well, and that was one of the things when we were looking at, because we have a youth component in the health council. It's like trying to make a better population or better outcome for the youth.
Mm-hmm.
And everything was focusing on don't do drugs, don't drink and drive, which those are all great messages.
Sure.
But those are messages they're getting everywhere. And everybody says, well, there's nothing for the kids to do. There's nothing for them to do. Well, guess what? We're making something for them to do. We'll teach them how to do something.
Mm-hmm.
And so they have a way to go and make money and do what they need to do. And then they don't have to rely on somebody else to do it for them.
Absolutely. They can set their own goals, their own, and literally, create their own path and their own future. However, whether it's, as soon as I'm done high school, I'm going to start this business up, or no, now I go to business school and get the documentation to back that, whatever path they choose, they've got a clear, concise plan and how to do it and how they want to do it.
Right. And there is across the country some fantastic kid CEOs who have created a product that have just taken off and have become multimillionaires.
Sure.
And it's like, it's doable.
Absolutely. And technology is really, because it really gives everybody a platform, a place that if you do it right, the world can see it.
Right.
And, that's the thing they were lacking when we were kids. We could have an amazing idea, but until you get your foot in the door of a company X or wherever X, you're not being seen by him. Now you got a smartphone and a TikTok account. You can be an entrepreneur.
Yeah. Our generation, we're seen but not heard.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That came with everything that we did.
But now, how do we harness that thing into a real thing? Into I'm just going to sit in a room all day and be on TikTok and make $1 million. That doesn't work that way either. You got to have a plan.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's.
I'm excited for it. I mean, the fair will be October 25th. We're going to do it over at Eastern New Mexico Medical Center.
Okay, perfect.
We'll be there where they set up booths.
In the main atrium there.
And then this way, that's everybody from the hospital staff, and then we'll get whoever.
Yeah. And you're right near coffee if you need coffee real quick.
We always need coffee.
Hop, skip in a frolic over to the coffee thing.
Yeah. There's always a need for coffee. That is not a want, people.
That's
it's
right.
a need.
Especially when you're going to have a bunch of young, energetic kids. That's going to be a lot of energy that, quite frankly, people our age don't have anymore. Right. So you need a coffee.
Well, and we have a wide gamut of age group because we were originally going to do, the program is being designed for ages 6 to 17.
Gotcha.
But we decided on the pilot program, and we said, let's do 10 to 17.
Okay.
This way, the younger kids, we didn't have to do so much hands-on because it was going to be so fast and furious trying to get it
There's
through.
a bigger learning curve for some of those.
Right, but
younger.
we ended up with 2 9-year-olds.
Okay.
And, these are 9-year-olds who had already had kind of businesses going on.
They've already dabbled a toe in the world here a little bit.
So it's like, we have the space. Go ahead.
Sure.
So, it wasn't taking space from anybody else. It was just some extra space we had in there. It's like, so we got, it's 9 to 16 is who our group is this year.
Wouldn't it be kind of cool if one of these students end up like on actual Shark Tank with their product at some point,
So I made every single one of them sign in, and I said, it's because I need your signature. And they're like, well, I don't know how to sign my name. It's like, it doesn't matter. Well, I haven't sold anything. It doesn't matter. This is my rookie card, man.
Right.
I've got the rookie signature.
Right. Yeah, just in case.
This is going to be worth way more than anything else.
I opened my Fortune website because it won't be magazines anymore, of course.
Right,
and then you're on the digital cover of the digital website there. That's what I'm waiting for.
I knew him before he was.
That's right. Now when there's a car named after you and everyone's got to have one, then I knew you then.
Yes, I'm the one who started his career.
That's right.
And all the accolades that go with it.
And I hope you do like the old school Don Knotts, like Barney Fife style, where he's like, yeah, Pop, the reason that person's big. You know how that Barney Fife character always, like, when they start bragging, he'd do that big.
No,
I don't. Oh, watch it. That's the move. you know about Barney's about to peacock off here because he starts doing that. Well, bye. That's something that stuck with me my whole life as a kid. If I'm about to peacock, I do the Barney fight.
Okay. I'll have to go watch some Andy Griffin.
But anyway, this is really cool, and so I would imagine, you know, if you got kids that are interested here in getting involved in future classes and sessions of this, as this thing grows and gets bigger, and then obviously as your kid becomes of age in the window there, when they start, you know, if they're young and, you know, already at 6 years old and they're, you know, doing their lemonade stands and what have you,
right.
let's get going.
Yeah, well, and the idea behind it also is to work with Wings for Life and the Extension Office through 4-H and those other programs, because they may have something that they want to create, like a kid who wants to sell clothing, but they don't know how to sew.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so go take your classes,
learn
how
some
to
life
sew,
skills,
get your skills down, and then we'll have that opportunity to teach you the other side of this. And so, you know, it's creating all of these avenues and
so
connecting
not only,
all these resources.
You know, once the kid has an idea, but okay, let's get you the tools to create the idea and say, okay, do you like sewing? Do you like this thing? All right, well, let's teach you as much of this as possible. And then once, you know, it's kind of like, you know, artists and all that. You have to learn all the rules to break all the rules, you know, and that's kind of, you know, the same thing with business and stuff. To innovate, to make the next thing, you got to know all the rules and then find a way to make it better.
It's much easier to fall on your face when you're closer to the ground.
That's a true statement. As a guy with a bust up nose or two,
Yeah, so
But
I'm excited for that.
I'd love that they're learning this stuff and learning that. And to me, that's going to make, because I think, you know, there's a lot of people with great ideas and stuff, and they start to get into adulthood, but they intimidate themselves out because they're, well, I don't know the first thing about running a business or anything like that. Well, you know, now they get that intimidation factor out of there. And I'm telling you, when you take any fortune tycoon business guy, every single one of these people that are now household names, they took a leap of faith some point or another on something. You know what I mean? And that's some were just took a more educated one. And that's the tools we're giving these kids to when they're ready to take that leap of faith. It's done with probably a parachute, or at least an idea what that leap is going to be.
Right, yeah, I mean? So they don't fall.
Yep.
Yeah, to try to help them. And then, you know, we decided to do this in the fall because this puts it into the start of Christmas season.
Gotcha.
So if they have a product that people really want, and they'll have the opportunity that say that they could go into some of the other fairs that are going on.
Yeah.
And so they can continue to sell.
Absolutely.
And so it's just generates more
Start
of an
building
avenue.
that client base from the jump, right at the get-go at the peak season there for some, depending on their product and things.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then, you know, get them ready for winter to build their products back up.
Absolutely.
And then farmers market starts in.
There you go.
So, I mean, it's an opportunity for them truly to grow into a viable business if they have the passion for it.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things trying to explain. There's a difference between a hobby and a passion. A hobby is, you know, it's okay, I'll do it for a friend here and there.
Sure.
You know, that's not your passion. But if everything you do bleeds, you know, barbecue.
Exactly.
And selling it.
Like,
you know,
when you lay your head down at night to go to sleep, what's the first thoughts popping in your head? Those are your passions. Those are if you can't stop thinking about that barbecue, then you're obsessed with it. That's your passion.
It's an expensive passion.
Oh, it is. But it's, you know, as you know, any of those, because you're always trying to, whether it's a bartender, you know, making the next drink, or the barbecuist making the next secret rub or secret blend of seasonings to make the perfect brisket, whatever that is.
Everything could be made better.
Yeah.
How can I make this better? Just salt and pepper, man. Salt and pepper.
I mean, like, they get nuts in the cocktail world. I'm like, now you got to bring like blow torches and shaved wood and.
Well, I was
I'm
having
like,
that problem with the restaurant because I had the same mentality as the bartenders, but doing it for the lemonade, sodas, and teas.
Yeah.
I mean, all the mocktail stuff, and I'm researching cocktail recipes.
Yeah, you got to be a
see
mixologist to make even
how
a
can
non.
I pull all this stuff into the non-alcoholic world? And it's just like, oh, this is fun. And then I sit here and I'm like on these Facebook groups where they talk about, you know, like the lemonade stands, and they're like, oh, can you tell me how to do this? It's like, no, if you don't have diabetes from tasting that much dang root beer to make a butter beer, you don't deserve to sell it.
I got to ask, not health council related here, but you were just talking. I just so happened to see Andrew Zimmern, the celebrity chef. He did the Bizarre Foods, and that guy. You know what I'm talking about? I was seeing something he did on social media. He's at one of the state fairs. I'm not sure which one of the big ones, Minnesota, or I'm not sure.
Dallas probably.
Yeah,
Dallas is kind of the foodie one.
Yeah, he's at one of those, and he's trying foods and talking about them. But I happened to catch one of his videos where he tried this iced tea, and it had dill pickle in it. It was a dill, and he said, "Don't knock it till you try it. It's really good." Have you played around with dill and tea, and does that work?
Not with tea. I did pickle lemonade.
Okay.
And you fall on either side of it. You either love it, or you hate it.
Gotcha.
I am not a huge pickle fan.
Yeah, so you're not.
So I was not on the love it side.
And I'm one of these middle of the road pickle people. Like, I love a good dill pickle, but I ain't being Sonic and drinking some pickle drink and eating pickle tots, and then
their whole pickle
eating
meal?
a pickle with a pickle flavored pickle on the pickle, and you're like,
yeah.
that's a lot of pickle, man.
I don't eat the pickles with like a sandwich when they would put the spear of pickles on it.
Yeah.
I don't eat that.
No?
I will eat pickles if it's like in a burger or something.
Gotcha. Like if Mickey D's puts their pickles on, you eat it.
I'm fine with that. I don't crave, go get me a whole pickle so I can run around and
I
eat
kind of look at that little pickle as a treat. I'm like, ooh, I got a pickle. It's extra. It's like the chips are supposed to come. The pickle's like an extra. Yeah.
Well, and we would keep all the pickle juice, and then we would freeze it and make pickle granadas. And that would sell extremely well in the summertime. And it's just like, ugh.
My wife used to tell me, like, as a teacher, one of their biggest little fundraisers, they'd sell the little quarter pickle cube pops or whatever to the kids. I'm like, ew.
You sell it twice. You buy the bucket of pickles, you sell the pickles, and then you sell the frozen pickle juice.
Yeah, they said that was, and it was very popular. And I'm like,
yep.
Y'all have weird treats.
Throw a little tahini on it, and it's even better.
Yeah.
Wrap it in some chamoy.
I grew up in like orange, red, or purple.
I don't want the skinny one.
That's right. I want the double stick one.
Right.
But anyway, we're way off track. As far as health councils, is there stuff we need to put on people's radar here during the fall, other than, I know we were talking about the entrepreneur stuff, but
we're doing really big on harm reduction.
Okay.
So we've got QPR training, which is the question, persuade, respond for suicide prevention.
Okay.
We do that with Together with Veterans, our program. But it's open to everybody in the community.
Yeah.
And part of that is Chaves County has a high percentage of suicide rate, especially with males.
Interesting.
So
nationwide or statewide or both?
Statewide, we're high, and then inside the state, Chaves County is high.
Okay. All right.
So we're trying to help reduce some of that. And so trying to train and teach the public on how to recognize those that might be suffering is what the QPR training is. And we're doing QPR training quarterly. So our next one is set for November 15th.
Okay.
And then you can call 211.
Get the skinny on that and
get the information
RSVP
and get
all
signed
that
up
kind
for
of
that.
stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. It's so important. It's a skill set that I hope you never need to have, but you'll be thankful you had it if you do.
It's a great thing to have in your pocket.
Yep.
And it's a very intense program. It's 3 hours and has a lot of emotions and fillers in it. I left crying. I spent the entire thing crying. But, I had a brother who died from suicide.
Okay.
And so it hit
closer
really
to home
close
for you.
to home. And my father actually died from suicide, too.
Wow.
So, but my brother, and that's been, 20 years now.
Sure.
Since he's been gone. And it hits hard for me.
Well, and this is kind of where we get into this thing. And, family history does play into some of this stuff. It just does. And so that's why it's so important to be informed on these things. Like I said, I hope to God you never need it, but more than likely as you come across, and who knows, maybe it'll help yourself.
Right.
Maybe, if, some mental health and seeing your own decline is, self-awareness is a big one.
Is a huge part.
Yeah. And if you know the signs, and even if you're in denial a little bit, at least you can, when someone does say, hey, you're kind of like, I've been arguing this battle in my head for a month. someone saying it to you outside of your own head is probably the thing you needed to get.
Well, yeah, and sometimes, sitting in that training, you might all of a sudden go, "Oh wait, this is all me."
Yeah, it might hit very close to home.
Yeah,
thinking, this is because that's mental health starts with yourself.
Right.
Every single time, you got to take care of you before you take care of your loved ones. It's just because there's too much evidence to prove it doesn't work any other way. It just doesn't, and that's it. So please, when November 15th hits, please make a point to attend this. Obviously, if you've got personal connections with stuff, please make plans to attend. But even if you don't, everybody, if you've got family, which all of us hopefully do, then this pertains to you.
Yeah, our last training, we had a big group from the Joy Center.
Okay.
So it was with the seniors and with them.
And that's just it. Every age group needs to be, because as people enter different stages of life, they feel a different way about it. And seniors, I'm sorry, they're probably, look at depression numbers, probably one of the largest age groups put together on that, just because, let's face it, the things seniors, as we get older, we're all hitting that same fate, everything else. And and to mentally prepare for that is tough.
Yeah.
And so that's, what do we do about it? And same thing with young folks who, they're dealing with their other different kind of struggles, but they're struggles nonetheless. And so,
well, and this is why it's great to train different age groups and different people throughout life, because you never know who you're going to be involved in.
Absolutely.
It could be you around seniors and you'll see it in that seniors, or it could be you around the youth and,
well,
wait a minute,
and the messed up part is it's sometimes really hard to relate until you walked in the shoes.
Right.
You know what I mean? And this is why old people are wiser. It's because you've literally walked in the shoes and you've seen and done it. And yes, when those folks explain it to you till you're blue in the face and you're younger, it still doesn't register. But then you go through it and you're like, the feelings, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's really, and I wish, other than just listen to older people, now that I'm getting to be one, but you know what I'm saying? It's just, dang it, my biggest regret is sometimes that, someone told me about this and I kind of blew it off as like, oh, you're just old and cantankerous. And now I'm here like, all right, I see what they're talking about now. I understand. You know what I mean?
Right.
And now, and my regret is I wish I listened then.
Right. But you are more apt to listen to somebody your own age.
Yes, exactly.
So, if in your 20s, if you were having issues and problems, if another 20-year-old said, dude, come on, you'd be apt to listen to your friends.
Exactly. You're right.
So, this is why it's very important to get this out and get everybody trained in different ways and different walks of life. So that way that there is somebody there to work with them.
Absolutely. But yes, please, take advantage of this stuff. This is the stuff that, because really we can, when it comes to especially mental health and that thing, it's, and we all blame ourselves after the fact and say, well, I should have done this and should have.
It's easy to spot it after.
And it's not fair because we don't, but at the same token, we are right because the signs are there. We just aren't tuned in, and that's not your fault. But let's tune you in. Let's give you the tools so you can tune into these things. So, when you do come across the path, you're like, okay, my tinglies are up. We need to do something about this.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
So now we're gonna have to move on because now he's gonna make me cry. Stop it, Mike.
Sorry, I just these things are important, and I know
it is, and
we have a goofy show, but you gotta. I like to present things in this way sometimes because every one of us in life deal with these things in one way, shape. This isn't about where you come from, where you're going. We all deal with this stuff.
Yeah, it's not an isolated group. It can happen to anybody, anywhere, at any time.
Absolutely, and so we got to look out for each other on that.
Right. And then one of the things that goes along with that is that we do gun locks. So we fully believe in the Second Amendment. Everybody has a right to their firearms.
But people make rash decisions, and that's one you can't walk back from.
Right. And kids get their hands on guns. And we get a lot of, we have a safe. And that's great. Everybody should have a safe. Mm-hmm. It's like, what do you do with your guns if you take them from the safe into your vehicle? Like if you're going to the range, do you lock them in your vehicle?
Right. Where's your weak links in the chain here?
Right. And there's a lot of them. And it's like, so even if you have the safes, make sure that you get gun locks. And again, we can get you those. We pass them out at every event that we do. I think we are up to just under 1,000
Wow.
within the last year.
Okay.
So yeah, we do a lot, and we'll continue to do a lot.
Well, and it's and as if you're a gun owner, there's no, being safe is priority number one, all the time, every time, no matter what.
Right.
So that's what we're talking about here.
Yep. And we're looking at trying to create a training so that the kids can, I say kids, but, maybe it needs to be focused into the families.
Sure.
But that way that there's responsibility in the gun ownership. Ideally, the kids learning the respect
Sure.
of guns. I know growing up, we did hunter safety. But a lot of times kids don't hunt anymore unless you're in a hunter family.
Sure.
But there's guns in homes that aren't necessarily hunters.
Put it this way, my philosophy is if there is a gun in your home, then every household member needs to
be
take
trained.
some kind of safety instruction course, whatever that is. Something they need to be proficient. I'm not telling them they got to go shooting every day, but they need to know what to do if that gun is sitting out loose or whatever. They need to know all that stuff.
Yep. So we're working on that, and we'll get that planned out. We have the overdose prevention program, and that is training how to use Narcan.
Okay.
So again, it falls into the same thing. Opioids are mostly prescribed drugs, right? We've got all these opioid settlements because they overprescribed all the pain reliever
Hand
drugs.
them out like M&Ms, and
Yeah. And so now we have a problem. We have people who have them, grandma could have some and the grandbabies are over and they have a headache, but they weren't taught to stay out of, certain cabinets and stuff. And they may get into something that they shouldn't get into. If you have an opioid in the house, you need to make sure that you have Narcan in the house. And then we want to make sure that you're trained on how to use it. What we're doing is Saturday, we just did one of the hotels. So again, people traveling with families, it's the same thing. You got to lock your guns up. You need to lock your medication up. If you don't lock your medication up, you need to make sure you have the stuff in it to help prevent an overdose if necessary.
Yeah, whatever the antidote or whatever that, the EpiPen of it or whatever it is.
The Narcan.
Yeah, in this case, the Narcan,
Right. And so it's training the hotel staff because we've had some hotel staff who've had to administer it. There was that baby in Albuquerque that was just saved, a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Got into...
Is it... Well, because they're getting to a point where, all these places now have to have those little defibrillator deals, right?
Right.
Are we getting to the point where, right next to the defibrillator deal is a break glass in case Narcan, basically, there,
Pretty much, yeah. And ironically, that's one of the things that we did. So, they gave us boxes of Narcan to hand out during our training. Well, we're looking at it. Well, it's a first aid kit.
Yeah.
So I went and literally made first aid kits with the Narcan in it, gloves, face masks, just in case they need that.
Sure.
And then the full directions on it. But now it's in a hard plastic case that's bright red that tells them exactly what it is.
And so they can grab and go real quick if it's in the next room.
Run and grab it and go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good deal.
So any of the hotels, anybody who needs those trainings, again, just call us at the Health Council.
It's almost like when I was younger and still do, it was like one of those things you go and take your Red Cross CPR training and you go do that thing. I almost think we need to alter that into CPR/Narcan/defibrillator/ some of these quote unquote quick emergency gadgets and just have a course on you're proficient all of them in case you run into one of these situations.
Yeah, because you never know. It's again, we're going back to the seniors.
Yeah.
We need to train those that are going out into the community and going into the homes with seniors. Because, believe it or not, some of our mentality or brain function is just kind of slowing down and can't always remember what we're doing or the words that should be coming out of our mouth at the right time. Brain fog.
I don't know anything about that.
not that I know anything from experience on this one.
Right.
But, you have your prescriptions and did I take enough? Did I take too many? Did I take mine today? Oh, let me take another dose.
Yeah.
And so you just never know what you're going to walk into.
I ain't going to lie. That's why I have the pill box. And that's because I'm literally, it's empty. I already took it.
But that's, if you can remember, is today Monday? Wait, what day is today?
Thank God I have a wife because, oh my goodness, she keeps me correct because I'm the one. Without her, I'd have been a hot mess. But,
and we have a lot of people who live alone.
Yeah, I know. They don't have a responsible person to do these things for them.
Right. So we want to make sure that everybody is fully trained. So
Absolutely.
again, hit us up.
Absolutely. Please, if you have any questions about any of that stuff, just call 211, and they'll be happy to get you information on these upcoming classes, events, or anything we're talking about here. Or if you're like, hey, I want to get involved, what do I gotta do? All right, let's, maybe trainings. That, hey, my organization wants to. Can we set up a training where they come into? Yes, we can. We'll figure that out.
And and if it's something that I didn't talk about, and you're needing some kind of training, you can always hit us up too. Because one, if we don't have the capabilities of doing it, maybe we know who can do it, and we can coordinate those efforts. Because that's what the Health Council does,
Absolutely.
right?
You're the
we see what resources are available in the community, and then we try to make sure that everybody has access.
Provide a
to
platform for everybody to act, or as many as possible here, and if it's basically, it's the beehive of ideas. And what I mean by that is if someone has a good idea and then you find out about it, all right, let's spread the word, and let's, if that's a great way to fix this issue, it's kind of like with the flooding and all that, with the resource thing, that's the modus operandi for the Health Council all the time, whether it's floods or whether it's how do we get Narcan into every business it needs to be into, you know what I mean? And people trained on how to use it. That's the other caveat, and people trained on how to use it.
Have to be trained, and then, one of the things that we put out, which came out at the Health Expo, is we have the Chaves County Resource Guide. This is a great piece of document. It's like 25 pages of nothing but resources inside the community.
Yeah.
And it's still missing a ton. So I printed 5,000 of them. If I go through that, then I'll print another 5,000.
We'll have the added some of the added entries in the new edition.
Yeah, because my copy is getting
it's going to be like
updated.
It's going to be like getting the Yellow Pages phone book every year. You know what I mean? And right now it's like this, but like next year's it'll get a little thicker. Pretty soon you can boost your kids on this thing.
and it's available on our website, so you don't even have to have that. But if you need it, call us. We can tell you how to get a copy.
Well,
of it.
and to be honest, this is because the people that need this most probably are people that are more apprehensive to do it online. They'd rather pick up a book like this.
Yeah, we definitely have a group of people that touch stuff.
We grew up with TV guides, and we didn't know it was on TV till the TV guide showed up.
As long as we still have a viable newspaper, there are people who need to touch and feel print.
Exactly. And you could tell because their hands are always blackened from the newsprint.
Yes. And then as the Health Council goes, we have our monthly meetings. We're doing it a little bit different. We are picking a topic every month.
Okay.
And then we'll do presentations on that topic. So we'll have 2 speakers
on
it. So this September, we're going to do food. So we'll have 2 entities who are going to come in and talk about our food resources.
Okay, perfect.
And then we'll map it out. So that way we know who all is providing food and different resources throughout the community on it. So that's kind of new on what we're doing.
Kind of creating a network here and kind of starting up a roster for these types of things. Perfect.
So
that's what the Health Council does.
Yep.
Any questions about anything we talked about? 211. If you got your future little entrepreneur, please reach out. Let's see what we can do to maybe get them started into some of this stuff. And then of course, resources for anything, the Narcan,
gun locks,
suicide prevention, all this stuff. Please, 211. Call, reach out.
Yep.
And if you're looking to volunteer, if you're looking to get involved in stuff, Health Council's got a lot of opportunities for you to get involved. So
most definitely
to really benefit the community. So Carrie can take a little time off every now and then.
Yes, because I can't do what I do without what you do.
Well, she's got to make the next tea. Like the deal. She's got to get back in the lab. And so she can go in there and make the next thing.
Yeah.
Even if it's for just personal consumption. Thank you, Carrie. It is 9:57. Let us pause for your SRN market update and a quick break before they kick me off the radio. Don't go away.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. It's a big deal in the beverage industry. Keurig Dr. Pepper is buying Peet's coffee owner JDE Peet's in a deal worth about $18 billion. When the acquisition is complete, the company plans to split into 2 separate entities, one focused on coffee, the other focusing on beverages, including Dr. Pepper, Canada Dry, 7-Up, and energy drinks. Pricier prescriptions and rising medical expenses are overwhelming some insurers and employers, which means that patients may start paying more next year. Experts warn health insurance will grow more expensive in many segments of the market in 2026, and some coverage may shrink. On the heels of a huge blue-chip rally, Wall Street opened lower this morning. The Dow closed almost 850 points higher on Friday. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
For the first time ever, the National Championship Air Races are touching down in Roswell, New Mexico. From September 10th through the 14th, witness the world's best pilots battle it out in the fastest motorsport on the planet. Vintage warbirds, cutting-edge jets, aerobatics, and family fun, all against the stunning New Mexico sky.
3, 2, 1.
Get your tickets now at airrace.org. Don't miss this high-octane spectacle.
Wakefield Oil Company is a name you can rely on, with full service at the pump the way it used to be. You can expect service in just 15 seconds. They offer bulk fuel and oil services and even diesel exhaust fluid. Wakefield Oil Company will deliver to farms, ranches, dairies, the oil fields, and more with dependable service you can count on. So the next time you need service or delivery, go with the name that locals have trusted since 1983. Wakefield Oil Company, 311 South Virginia in Roswell. Let them earn your business.
Talk radio has landed on the all-new 106.5 FM. KEND Roswell.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm John Scott. President Trump is signing an executive order threatening to revoke federal funding from local and state governments